What do you guys think you taste like?
No comment.
I don't think I taste good.
No, I can't.
Grease.
How much pineapple have I had that day?
Cheetos. Maybe some Cheetos.
Yeah, I'm salty.
Yeah.
Salty and sweet.
Mm-hmm. But that's a very funny quote to say. I'm an acquired taste, and they like how I taste.
So how long has he been on the Bills? How long? Does that mean that they hated him?
On today's Part of My Take, we have NFL Week 10 picks and preview. We also have Coach Ron Rivera in studio. Awesome time with him. He told us some great stories, including Riverboat Ron, how that came to be, little John Madden wrinkle in it. We are going to do Fyre Fest of the week. We're going to talk Thursday night football, and it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The NFL season is rolling along, and the contenders are separating from the pack. The one thing that hasn't changed this season, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, is the number one place to bet touchdowns. Fade to the corner of the end zone, running back breaks through the line and gallops 60 yards to score. We don't care how they get them. We want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings is the best place to do it. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player scoring a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Here's a reason for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with the DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, November 8th, and the Bengals might be dead. Also, Max is on the couch.
By decree of Pug.
Max is on
President
the couch.
Pug said that Max should be on the couch, so Max is on the couch.
I'm just gonna do bad things here so I can go back to the booth.
Oh,
so you're threatening us?
What are you gonna do? Look at your phone and not listen to us? Real bad things.
Nope. Maybe I'll just interrupt.
Oh, okay.
And be disrespectful.
Max became. You got scared when you sat down on this couch.
I don't like looking at you.
Yeah.
There's something about
You
this.
look
Makes me
weird.
I'm uncomfortable.
Your dog it'll bark when there's a fence up, and then they open the gate.
All right.
You need a pillow in front of your stomach.
I do need a pillow.
Grab that one right there. There you go.
Talk about Thursday Night Football.
All right, Thursday Night Football was incredible. The Bengals, Jamar Chase kills the Ravens, and holy shit, he had a night. What did he end up with, 250?
264. He had 11 receptions, 264, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
With the longest 70 yards. And how do you feel? How do you think that Mike Brown feels about this game? Because he's like, this is awesome. I'm so glad that our team is competitive. Goddamn, Jamar Chase is good draft pick by me. But then he's like, shit, I also have to pay the guy.
And we lost.
Yeah.
And we lost. And that's the story, because the Bengals, it was basically a repeat of the first time these two teams played, where you watch this game and the Bengals were up 21-7 right after the half. And you're like, oh, man, the Ravens look bad. They look like just kind of discombobulated. They couldn't get any drives going. And then, boom, Marlon Humphreys with a great strip. And that changed everything, because then the Ravens scored, and then they scored again, and it was just, the game was on. And the Ravens you can't make mistakes against the Ravens. Like the Bengals, again, this is another, Joe Burrow has played perfect against the Ravens, and they have no wins to show for it this year.
Yeah, so game 1 against the Ravens, they lost 41-38. Tonight they lost 35-34. That's what it's like when another team has your number.
Yeah.
Like you played almost to the best of your abilities as a team. And what's crazy is, like, I'm walking away from this Bengals game and I'm thinking the Bengals are one of the best teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to make the playoffs.
No, they might not make the playoffs. And yeah, Joe Burrow against the Ravens this year has 800 yards and 9 touchdowns and 1 pick. And you can't make mistakes against the Ravens. That's just how they are. I mean, I still the Ravens defense, obviously Kyle Hamilton going down was very big because you could feel that, especially with Jamar Chase's like that was incredible where the Ravens the Bengals go up 28-21. And then it was like, that was the play, right? That was a 70-yard touchdown pass?
The 70-yard touchdown pass to Wallace was...
No, I'm saying the Bengals, when the Ravens went up 28-21, they get the 2-point conversion, and it was one play, 70 yards to Jamar Chase. You're like, yeah, the Bengals get, like, they're the best team. Jamar Chase is the best player ever.
He gets faster after he catches the ball.
He doesn't even look that fast.
I know, but he glides, and he just glides through everybody. And he takes like perfect angles, good understanding of geometry. That's what they've always said about Jamar Chase.
Yeah, what a night for the Bengals offense, and they just didn't have enough to stop the Ravens. And it really was that fumble. Because if that fumble, the game's 21-7 there, and you just felt like the Ravens were like... Fans were booing, guys were yelling stuff. It felt like the Ravens were kind of lost, and that fumble sparked everything. And then they scored three unanswered touchdowns, and end up winning on the last play. Which, by the way, there was probably some holding.
Also, that's why you kick the extra point there and you take it to overtime. The road, you don't want to make mistakes. You're putting a lot of weight on one play. We've always said that.
Yeah.
Against a superior team, a game no one thought that you were going to win at halftime. You take the point there.
Yeah.
Why are you getting cute with it, Zach Taylor?
Yeah, if you were watching us on stream in the gambling cave, we were rooting for an extra point because of gambling. But now that we're out of the gambling cave, that was the correct call to go for 2.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to go for 2 there. There was a little too much time left with the Ravens having 2. Like, I thought the Ravens were going to win no matter what, even if the Bengals had gotten that 2-point conversion. There was 2 timeouts and like 25 seconds left. That was Lamar Jackson going to just go down the field.
Yeah, Lamar finds a way there. Justin Tucker.
Yeah, washed.
It feels like the Ravens might be destined to get into a close playoff game against, I don't know, the Kansas City Chiefs and to get out-kicked. I hope that's not the case, but there's something up with Justin Tucker.
There's definitely something up with Justin Tucker.
The helmets and the uniforms, I appreciate the homage to Color Rush, the Thursday night tradition that we used to have in this country when we were a proper country.
Yeah.
That being said, Big Cat, I know that you feel a certain type of way about the Ravens' black uniforms at night. I agree.
Well,
that's their night uniform.
It was just good that the Ravens won this game, because if they had lost this game, you could have just pointed to the fact that you handed the game over by not wearing your black uniforms at night.
Yeah.
That would have been it right there. But yeah, the purple is a little candy. Yes, I do like that they tried something different. I would rather them just go with the black uniforms at night because those are unstoppable. Max, what were your thoughts about the game?
I had nothing.
Okay.
Yep.
They're having a great time in the booth right now.
I could hear memes through the soundproof booth.
I don't think I've seen think I've seen Hank smile this wide in a long time.
Max, give me your breakdown, dude.
I got horrible
it's a sports
takes.
Podcast.
I got nothing. I shouldn't be here. I don't like looking at you.
You're intimidated.
You're so intimidated. I'm not ready for the bright lights.
You're not ready for the bright lights. Pug, are you think this works? Should we keep this as should we keep him in here for Fyre Fest?
No.
I don't know.
We're going to kick him out for weekend preview because
Kick me out. No, don't listen to Hank.
I think we need a little longer to test it out before we can confirm.
All right, so we're going to kick you out for weekend preview, and then when we do Fyre Fest, you'll be back on the couch. That's fair.
Max, just participate in the podcast for 1 second. Did you like the football game tonight?
Football.
All right, so
Hank?
Realistically,
I need to be kicked out. I should be kicked out.
I thought it was a great game.
Yep.
Great Thursday night football game. Offensive explosion, fun to watch.
You love sports when you're in that booth.
Yeah, I fucking love sports.
okay, so looking at the schedule, the Bengals have to win. They can lose maybe one more game. I don't even know if they can lose one more game.
I don't know.
If they lose one more game, they're very close to being eliminated, because that would be 9-7 would be the best. Or no, sorry, they could lose one more game because 10-7,
maybe
10-7. So here's what their schedule is: at the Chargers, not an easy game. Harbaugh Bowl. Steelers at home. Cowboys, Dak will still be out because he's on IR, right? Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers.
You're talking about the Bengals schedule,
the
right?
Bengals schedule.
Okay,
yeah.
Not the Harbaugh Bowl.
Oh, sorry, not the Harbaugh Bowl. You're right. They play later. I was confused.
But they do
have.
have
I thought the Harbaugh Bowl was later.
They do have the opportunity to. Let's see. They lost to one Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So that means that they'll
win.
They're going to beat the other.
They'll beat the other Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So I think they could. I'm never going to give up on the Bengals. I don't know what it's a sickness at this point. I'm not going to give up on Joe Burrow.
We've done the look ahead at their schedule. I think
every single week.
I think we started doing it after they beat the Panthers in week 4.
This was the game though that we circled. It's like you win this game, you're back to 500. Now you have some wiggle room. Now you can realistically lose 2 games, finish 10-7, get in the playoffs. They have to. They can take one more loss on the season. And listen, I think they could do it. If they can beat the Chargers, I think they can do it. It's crazy to say. I think they might be able to do it.
2 games against the Steelers.
Cowboys is a win. Titans should be a win. Browns, Broncos at home, those should be wins. So it basically comes down to 2 games against the Steelers and a game against the Chargers. Can you go 2-1 in those games?
Also Cooper Rush, though.
Can you go 2-1 in those games? And the Ravens now, they're just really good. I didn't understand Jerry was saying that he was wanting the Bengals to lose so they would just get out of the picture.
I understood what he was saying, because if you're a fan of a team that has like a bitter rival like Pittsburgh does with Baltimore, I know that Cincinnati's been in that equation recently, but he would much rather focus all of his energy as a fan on one team to hate as opposed to spreading out to 2 teams to concentrate.
I'd rather take the 2-game lead.
That's a lot of people for Jerry to have to wish injury on. If there's 2 teams that he has to be
I'd rather take
about.
the 2-game lead because the Bengals were never going to be like a threat to win the AFC North. They were going to be a threat to get in a wild card. The Ravens are now 7-3.
Yep.
It's not that's going to be a fight in the AFC North. They have to. I think the Steelers and Ravens still have to play 2 times. So.
I would have felt the same way, but Jerry he's a different bird, so he wants to be able to just focus on one enemy.
It's going to be, man. Is it crazy that I'm like already so excited for the playoffs because I'm just looking at the AFC playoffs and it's just that Chiefs, Bills, Ravens. Not even talking about the Steelers and Texans. Like, man. Some good teams.
I think we're just amped up from a good football game.
Yeah.
I take this as a harbinger of things to come for this weekend. When Thursday night kicks off and it's an awesome game, you know that Sunday's going to bring it.
Yeah, set the tone. Okay, Max, any last thoughts?
The Eagles beat the shit out of the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
That's my thoughts.
That's good. Mm-hmm. All right, let's kick it to ourselves. We're going to have Hank come back on the couch for the weekend preview, and then we have Ron Rivera, and then we'll do Fyre Fest with Max back on the couch. Weekend preview brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Football season is here, and we can't wait to get out to some games this fall with the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I was looking at tickets. Patriots and Bears play this weekend at Soldier Field. Hank?
You can get in for under $200, $176 I'm seeing is the cheapest. Going to be a huge game. Huge. Nice weather. A lot of people in Chicago will be going out. Thanks to Game Time.
So Game Time Picks deals for great seats only on Game Time. Just pull up your chosen event, turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deal near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? We're going to buy those tickets to Soldier Field. Watch the Bears, Patriots Sunday. Now with Game Time, download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game Time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Chevy. Listen, there's a reason we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because, for pardon my take, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado's a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using the Silverado for all kinds of, pardon my take, jobs, adventures, and other shenanigans. Silverado has been our ride for a cross-country trip to the Super Bowl. Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever in the state of Ohio last year at Grit Week. Silverado helped us give fullbacks the recognition they deserve with the Low Man Award. And this year, Silverado was out west with us for our latest Grit Week. Silverado brings the grit to legendary grit, paired with modern truck tech inside and out, massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the bold, blacked-out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss. So head on over to Chevy.com, build your own Silverado or Silverado HD, and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Okay, boys, Week 10. I'm not going to say it, PFD, but it's Week 10.
Don't say. I know. We all know what that entails, but I just don't. I like to live in denial.
Week 10. Let's start. We're going back abroad. Giants at Panthers in Germany. Oh boy.
So are we going to boycott this game or not? Because if you're mad at the NFL for anything, you can say that you're going to boycott the games. It's been going back since like 2010 that people have been like, oh, I don't like this happened. I'm going to boycott. This is the actual time when you could possibly boycott a game.
Yes.
Where you could have the lowest ratings of all time in any football game.
Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on it.
I think here's my plan. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to stay in bed and then just kind of let whatever happens.
Okay.
That
sounds like you're going to watch it.
I'm probably going to watch it.
Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to be with my kids, so I'll probably, have the phone in my hand, watch it. It's going to be bad. I actually think the Giants are going to win. Do you know the Giants are leading the league in sacks? 35.
Yeah, their defensive line, very good.
Yeah.
Here's a crazy stat about the Giants. They're favored in this game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a crazy stat because they haven't been favored since week 2 of last season.
Yeah, 24 straight games.
24 straight games where they've been underdogs. And week 2 last season, they beat the Cardinals 31-28 as 4.5-point road favorites.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
and
wild ride for the Giants.
Chuba Hubbard just got re-signed. Good for him. The Giants are also the best international team. They're 3-0 all time.
That's interesting.
So I like the Giants in this game just because I'm going to bet it because it's going to be on, and their defense is actually good, and that's really the only thing you can point to. I mean, Daniel Jones, maybe he's going to run more.
Maybe he'll get more than 1 yard passing.
Yeah.
In the first half. I think he's going to run, and I also think he could pass in this game too because the Panthers' pass defense absolutely stinks. They get no pass rush whatsoever. If you're going to get a good game out of Daniel Jones, it's going to be this one.
Yeah. Did you know? So we had the idea of the Tooper Bowl last week. This is obviously two win teams, so we'll figure out. Maybe this is like a play-in game for the Tooper Bowl. Mm-hmm. Did you know that they used to play a third and fourth place game in the NFL?
Yeah,
it's awesome. Called the Playoff Bowl, also known as the Burt Bell Benefit Bowl.
I love that.
And the Lions are the best team ever in the Burt Bell Benefit Bowl. They were 3-0 all time. And apparently Vince Lombardi hated it so much, he used it as motivation to get to the Super Bowl, being like, you don't want to have to fucking go play in this game.
You want to play in the losers game.
No. But I wish they had bring this back. Like the AFC and NFC championship game, week before, just play a third place game.
I mean, that would make the Pro Bowl look like playoff speed.
Yeah.
The third and fourth place teams that definitely don't want to be there.
And it also would just be like, we get a definitive answer. How close were you to winning a Super Bowl?
Right. You could probably say if one team beats the other team by a significant margin in the Burt
Bell Benefit Bowl.
The Burt Bell Benefit Bowl.
Yeah.
If one team blows the other one out, then you could see those results and be like, well, we would have beaten that team. So really, the NFC Championship game was the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It also is partially responsible for the Dolphins becoming a franchise because they used to play in Miami. So, and they're like, hey, we should get a team here. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Burt Bell Benefit Bowl.
Burt Bell was the 5th NFL commissioner, if anyone's wondering.
Oh.
I was
wondering.
He introduced competitive parity into the NFL to improve the league's commercial viability and promote its popularity. That sounds like just some mumbo jumbo.
It's marketing.
Throw on a resume, yeah.
Yeah. Marketing they came up with that one. I think
he introduced competitive parity means, hey, these games should be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not.
The best players, stop letting the teams just draft players from their region so we can make some of these teams better.
Would you want to have a third place game named after you?
No.
I don't think I would.
Definitely not. but it is a good name, Burt Bell. Mm-hmm. And Lombardi used to call it the shit bowl.
Now,
loser's bowl for losers.
Okay, so what they should actually do though is they should do the last team, the team that's slated at number 1 in the draft, against the team that's slated at number 2 in the draft,
agree with that.
And have them play, and then the winner of that would get the number 1 overall draft pick.
I agree with that. That would be very fun. But yeah, the Burt Bell Benefit Bowl. Okay, let's do the regular slate. Start with Bills at Colts. We don't know. Keon Coleman might be banged up. Amari Cooper obviously missed last week. He might miss again. Mm-hmm. The Colts didn't reach the red zone last week against the Vikings. That's not good.
Not good.
I weirdly think this might be a good spot for the Colts.
So I was thinking about Jonathan Taylor because the last time they played, I think Taylor had 185 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Oof.
Now, you look at the quarterback, and they're going to go with Flacco. They're going to stick with Flacco. Under Flacco, Taylor has 29 rushes for 106 yards.
Yep.
3.6 yards per carry.
Yep.
Under Richardson, he's got 76 rushes for 396 yards, 5.2 yards per carry.
Which makes sense.
It does. He's a much more efficient running back.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson opens everything up. You got to be worried about him running as well.
So what they have to do is they have to get Flacco on the move early.
Yeah.
Do like a little RPO with Flacco and just make the defense think that maybe Joe Flacco is going to run at some point during the game, and then Jonathan Taylor will be much better.
I like the Colts in this game simply because when you make the switch to Joe Flacco, you're essentially saying we have to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't make it otherwise. So you're like, hey, we're making the switch. We're going to try to get to the playoffs this year. This is a must-win for the Colts. Also kind of a weird spot for the Bills in the fact they just played the Dolphins at home. They essentially wrapped up the AFC East, and they have the Chiefs on deck. So I don't think the Colts are better than the Bills, but I don't know. +4 feels like a game. Maybe the Colts. Maybe Hungry Dog. Have you decided on the Hungry Dog?
I haven't decided, but I was not thinking
Colts.
Although if Anthony Richardson plays.
Oh, you want Anthony Richardson?
That boosts it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that the Colts are going to be able to run the ball no matter who's the quarterback. It's bad. It's a bad stat to have from a game. You don't even get close to really scoring a touchdown or even like a good look at the end zone.
And to your Drake May point from earlier in the year, it's like just play him. Why if you have him, play him.
I agree. Well, they're trying to make the playoffs,
but you can't even get in the red zone.
Yeah, no.
So play your future.
The thing about the Colts is if they are trying to get to the playoffs, they're like the perfectly average team in the NFL. I think that they can beat any bad team. I think that they can compete against good teams too. They can lose by 1 score to most teams in the NFL. But the position you have yourself in with Joe Flacco starting is you're going to just sell out to make the playoffs as potentially the last seed in the playoffs and probably lose in the first round.
Correct.
Which will make your draft pick so much worse
than
if you had just played Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah, what's the best case scenario for Flacco?
The only thing that would have made sense is if they traded Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Because then it would be like, yeah, we're done and we're fully done. From my friends at Sports Info Solutions, if the Colts do go too high trying to limit Josh Allen's passing, the Bills are the best running team against too high, and the Colts are the worst defensively in that formation. So maybe some James Cook overs.
Okay.
Just something to think about. Just putting a little nugget in your head. I also had this one. Jordan Phillips on the Bills this week said he's an acquired taste, and they like how I taste. Talking about the Bills.
Okay, so the
What
Bills.
What do you guys think you taste like?
No comment.
I don't think I taste good.
No, I can't.
Grease.
How much pineapple have I had that day?
Cheetos. Maybe some Cheetos.
Yeah, I'm salty.
Yeah.
Salty and sweet.
But that's a very funny quote to say. I'm an acquired taste, and they like how I taste.
So how long has he been on the Bills? How long? Does that mean that they hated him?
I think he's just an acquired taste. He's just someone who, it takes a while to get used to this type of taste.
Right,
and he's been on the Bills this year, this year.
So since they like how he tastes,
Or actually, was he traded this year? He was traded this year.
That's where the acquired comes from.
He's got the acquired taste.
They literally acquired him.
Yeah, they acquired the taste. Oh no, he's been on the Bills multiple times. I'm sorry. He's been on the Bills 3 different times. So they must just keep wanting to come back for the taste.
They keep acquiring him.
Yeah,
over and over again.
He's gone Dolphins, Bills, Cardinals, Bills, Giants, Cowboys, Bills.
Yeah, he's like Malort.
They can't get rid. They can't stop thinking about the taste of Jordan Phillips.
Yeah, well, they get a taste of him, and then they're like, "I'm never tasting this again.
The aftertaste.
I'm never drinking again."
Yeah,
and then a year later, they're like, I might as well take one more shot.
Yeah, he was released right before the trade deadline, and the Bills picked him back up. So, yeah, they just keep coming back for more tastes.
So what are we going to do about the tickets this weekend? Bills at Colts. We got 2 Colts tickets. What about Colts fans? First person sent a video of them throwing somebody through a table or getting thrown through a table.
Or pit. Just find a pit somewhere.
Pit?
Find a pit.
What about just a Colts fan? If we have maybe a Colts fan who also is a Josh Allen fan, how they would prove that, I don't know. Maybe if they have a Josh Allen jersey.
Colts fan with a horse.
Colts fan with a horse.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
If you can find, or just really a picture of you riding a horse.
What about a Colts fan with a buffalo?
Yeah.
If there's any out there.
That gets number 1. Backup is going to be Colts fan with a horse.
With a horse, yeah.
You'll get 2 tickets to the game.
Okay. Next game. Hank, Patriots at Bears. I think the Bears could lose this game.
I don't want that to happen. I'm going to bet this will not be in the Hungry Dog. I'm going to place a large wager.
Wait, you control the...
I know. I'm saying I'm gonna.
You're gonna bet that it's not in the Hungry Dog. You decide the Hungry Dog.
No, it's not. I said it's not going to be in the Hungry Dog. Period. I'm going to bet big Patriots +6.
Okay.
Because then I think the Patriots can keep it close, cover that. But I don't want. I hope
the Bears show up, and I'm wrong about them quitting. The DJ Moore fallout has been weird. Even more, he did an interview and was like, "Yeah, I got injured on that play." Still, a lot of smoke there.
Yeah, they were asking about losing the locker room, and he was kind of non-committal about that.
He said he doesn't want to say that.
Yeah, which means that he wants to say it.
Yeah, he wants to say it. Bears getting a little bit healthier on the offensive line. I think Montez Sweat will be back. I think Gordon will be back. I don't know. They got to win this game by 3 touchdowns for me to feel anything.
3 touchdowns.
For me to feel like
excited
because
about it?
Next week is Packers and the onslaught of the NFC North, so I know what's coming. They have to look so good that I have no choice but to say the Bears are back, and I feel really good about the rest of the season.
On the flip side, is there what percentage hope or desire is there for the Patriots to win by 3 touchdowns and Eberflus is gone?
They've never fired a coach mid-season.
So, what percentage?
If I thought there was a chance they would fire him, that would be a nice consolation prize after a loss.
Though?
There's rumblings, but there's been
in the street.
But there's been rumblings before, and it just doesn't. It doesn't. They're cheap.
Are the rumblings in the room with you right now? Because I feel like the rumblings.
I'm in the streets. No, I mean I've heard the rumblings. People in the streets. I'll be driving down the street, and people stop my car and say, "Hey."
I think they're from people that talk into a microphone for a living.
He's saying
they want him fired.
He's saying the rumblings are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah,
which they are, but they're also not because he's not going to get fired mid-season. But that would be the smart thing. If they lost this game, it would be smart for the Bears to move on from Matt Eberflus and then get a jump start on whoever's going to be next, which that will be a disaster in its own right.
I'm guessing it's not possible to hire a coach who's under contract for another team in the middle of the season.
Mike Vrabel, he's out there.
Listen, he's a consultant. Mike Vrabel is an independent contractor right now.
I would love the Bears to hire Mike Vrabel. I don't think they'd hire Mike Vrabel. I don't think they'll ever hire an alpha who is bigger than the organization. Ever since Ditka, that just won't happen. They're just going to hire someone meek. And Schefter has just been on an assault train. He said that Ben Johnson is if there's 8 interview openings, Ben Johnson will not talk to all 8. Whoever he talks to is someone that he's expecting to take the job, essentially saying he's not going to go to the Bears.
Okay, so I know why you would think that, but I also saw no less than 3 different franchises thinking that was about them.
Who else?
So I saw the Jaguars.
That probably is about them.
Thinking that it was about them as well.
But it could be. But that was kind of what Schefter was saying.
Yeah.
He was saying there could be 8 openings and Ben Johnson could only take 2 interviews.
Yeah, and then I saw the Jets thinking that Adam Schefter was
probably
talking
about them as well.
So he's sending a message to
all the dysfunctional franchises. Don't get your hopes up. This guy has the pick of the litter and he's not going to go somewhere where he thinks he can fail.
Counterpoint, you got Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Right? Like any other franchise. I guess you could say that same thing for the Jaguars. They have Trevor Lawrence, who would probably be an interesting project for a good offensive mind. Aaron Rodgers would be the same way, but he's old.
They've taken the fight out of me. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Taking the fight out of me.
So there's no bad blood between you and Hank right now?
No, I have no fight left. This is the game to recharge my fight.
Yeah.
If they win this game convincingly, my fight will be recharged for the Packers. If they squeak out a win or lose this game, I will continue to have no fight.
I have a question for the producers as part of my take.
Yes.
From a production standpoint and a numbers standpoint, what is the optimal outcome for this game? Is it for Hank's Patriots to just crush Big Cat's dreams?
Yes.
Or is it for
thanks, Memes.
Big Cat? Or is it for Big Cat to beat the fuck out of Hank and talk all the shit to him?
No, I'm not even gonna talk shit because I think this season is just fucked up beyond belief. Fuccbois.
I need you to be excited for the Packers.
Yeah, that's what what the sickos are wanting.
I want you to win by 14. I don't.
If the sickos and perverts are rooting for a Bears resounding victory because knowing how my brain works and how reactionary I am, I will get myself hyped to be like, we're going to beat the Packers.
Do you want me to tell you what I really want?
What?
I want to make a remake of the last year.
What?
Remember that that clip that we made of you going back and forth on whether you
that's what's going to happen.
I know that.
No, that's going to happen. I mean, it is. It's a week-to-week league for me. Although this year it's not been a roller coaster. It's been it's been like the first part of a roller coaster. I just went up, and then straight down. It hasn't been back up.
Well, no, we could get some clips from that Titans game.
No, because I was like, we won that game.
Yeah, but middle of the game.
But I still was staying positive. It was week 1. You need for the clip to actually work. Yeah. I need to go back up.
There was a little bit
going
of that
down
in the
right
game,
now
in the Jaguars game. There was a little bit of up.
No, I'm saying saying the season has been like a little steady up, and now it's going down. For Max to make the clip, he needs me to go back up again.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just going to be me. It's just one clip of me going up and then just straight down.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah. So you need a big win and me to be excited about the Packers. Yeah, then we lose to the Packers and I'm back down.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowing I'll say 14.
Actually,
17. I'll settle for 17. 17 will be hopes up. 17 will be hopes up.
Longest home winning streak in the NFL.
Yeah, 9 games. Can't win on the road. Okay, next game. Broncos at Chiefs. Chiefs are plus 56 point differential, which is the lowest for an undefeated team through 8 games.
Interesting. So there are 25 teams since 1979 that started the season 8-0.
Mm-hmm.
If you go off DVOA, the Chiefs would be 18th. So they'd be kind of in the middle on that one.
But I still think they're the best team and not named the Lions.
Yeah. If they had to score 40 points a game to win some of these games, they probably would be able to figure out a way somehow to do it.
If they have to have a third down, they'll get a third down. Yeah. I'm very curious to see how Bo Nix bounces back, and if the Broncos, because that was a step up in class last week. They got smoked. I do think you're never as bad as you were the week before, so maybe we get a good Broncos performance here. The only thing that is making me want to, Hank, maybe go Bo Nix in the Hungry Dog.
That I don't know.
Okay, the only thing
that was hard last week.
The only thing that's making me think that is the Chiefs, I believe, are 8-point favorites right now. How many people conservatively in America are going to tease the Chiefs?
All of them.
Yeah, everyone's looking at it and being like, "All right, tease the Chiefs, find another leg, good to go." That's the only thing that's making me think maybe the Broncos have a chance in this game, which is a dumb logic thing and also not in any type of analysis that is worth anything.
Also, the Broncos defense plays well against the Chiefs.
They do.
Last year, they
beat them.
They played really well. Both games. Games, the defense was awesome against the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're right.
Could just do a hungry horse.
Okay.
Broncos, Colts.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said you like the Colts. It's a good spot for them. Something to think about.
I have stats for the Chiefs from Sports Info Solutions. Spags defense brings extra rushers a lot, and the Chiefs are top 10 in success rate when bringing extra rushers, and the Broncos offense is bottom 10. So if they blitz Bo Nix, it could be a long day.
Yeah. Bo Nix, man, there's something about him. I feel like if the defense can play good, having Bo Nix be the first person to beat Patrick Mahomes this season would be like a perfect Bo Nix thing.
It'd be so great. It'd be so great. But I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll see. Okay, next up, game I'm very excited to talk about. Ready for this, Hank? Game I'm very excited to talk about. What game do you think I'm going to say?
Falcons Saints.
Yes. That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie. I've done my research on Darren Rizzi, and I think I'm going to take the Saints.
So I've done some too. What did you pull up?
All right, so I got a few. Foster Moreau said that for those of you that know Darren Rizzi, he's an unbelievable leader of men.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Darren Rizzi changed the layout of the locker room.
Yep.
So he got all the position groups together.
Which it makes you wonder why the position groups weren't together to begin with.
They said maybe a COVID thing.
It was a COVID thing. So
Yeah.
during COVID, they mixed up all the position groups so that way you couldn't have, like, hypothetically, Blake Bortles coming in to play for your team, and then he gets the entire quarterback room set.
Yes.
He might just be sitting next to, like, a backup tight end or something, and then they spread it around. Hypothetically, if Blake Bortles had happened to be on the Saints at any time during COVID season.
Right. Hypothetically. He also said, I can promise a lot. I can promise passion. Or I can't promise a lot. I can promise passion, and I can promise fight. Mm-hmm. I think you can win a football game with passion and fight.
But he went back in that press conference, and he said again, like, you will see my team play with fight and passion.
Yeah.
Those are, like, his two key words that he zeroed in on. I've got another thing about old Riz, the Rizzler.
All right, I got two more as well, but you go with yours.
Okay, so this is huge. They've added some sports science to their regimen.
Okay.
And by that, I mean they're doing an activation period before every practice and every game.
Oh.
What is an activation period, you might ask? It's warming up. It's stretching. It's getting a sweat going. They were not stretching before games.
Okay.
So he has added in stretching, which is huge. That's got to be worth something,
Very
right?
important. Very
And
important.
The Saints haven't been injured or banged up or anything this season,
No,
right?
not at all.
So I feel like this is a good thing that a professional football team is now stretching before games.
Yeah, they're stretching.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. My other two, the Rizzler, Darren Rizzler stats. He's a disciple of Dan Campbell. Mm-hmm. He considers Dan Campbell a mentor. They had a long conversation. He said it was a great conversation. He also talked to Bill Parcells. And then my last one, and this is kind of the cherry on top for will I, won't I bet on a interim head coach. I need some type of weird, not deformity, but something that's a little off. Darren Rizzi's ears are fucked up.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with his ears. No offense to his ears. I don't know if you can pull it up, memes. Max just went. I don't know where he went. But they are.
It's got like elf ears.
I tried to look up if he was a wrestler, but they're not cauliflower ears. They're just they're too low set.
Yeah, no, he literally has low pad level on his ears.
He looks like a Mr. Potato Head with the ears put on backwards.
I don't know how much more we should talk about his ear. I don't know what the reason why his ear, if he just has low ears.
I think you can talk about his ears because I don't think those ears can hear.
I don't think that those ears can withhold a pair of sunglasses.
Right. No, it looks like he was wearing sunglasses made out of tungsten.
Yeah, or
that's what happened.
Or he just wore hats his entire life.
Yeah,
and they just beat the ears down into submission. He's got those sunglasses that Oakley made for a little bit that wrap around the top of the head.
Yep, that's
what he has to wear on the sidelines.
Yeah, his ears are something else. Again, no offense to Darren Rizzi, we're betting on him and I like him, but yeah, your ears, man. I like that he's got bad ears.
Yeah.
It makes it more interesting. Yeah, he also tried to come to Dennis Allen's defense and fight Arthur Smith, who Arthur Smith's a friend, but I do like the fight out of him.
Yeah, that's good. He trolled Tommy DeVito before their game last season. You remember that?
Yes.
He wore like the rival high school t-shirt.
Yeah.
It was a New Jersey high school off. So
yes.
We've got a proud Italian in Rizzi.
Yeah. So Darren Rizzi. As for the Falcons, I mean, listen, if this were not an interim head coach game, I would probably hammer the Falcons. I think they're going to have a field day with what the Saints do defensively, and they don't do a lot, and they don't do it well. The Falcons run 87% of their plays out of 11 personnel, and the Saints are worse at defending 11 personnel. 26th in the NFL, so really bad. Really bad at defending 11 personnel. I don't know. Drake London not playing, I would assume.
I don't think that he is.
Yeah. So maybe
What about Olave not playing?
Olave definitely not playing. He's seeing a specialist. Pretty scary. I think that's his 4th concussion in 3 years. So yeah, that doesn't feel like a good situation.
It's a rivalry game. Like these two teams they do hate each other. Every time they play, it seems like something happens.
Yep.
And I feel like this this 3-week window for the Saints is Derek Carr's only opportunity to get away from seeing what mean people are saying about him.
Yeah.
Specifically his former teammates.
Yeah.
So this is a 3-hour gap in his week where he won't have to worry about reading Michael Thomas saying anything mean about him.
But he probably knows while he's playing that it's happening.
Like every time, if he throws a pick, I think he thinks about Michael Thomas before he gets to the sideline.
Yeah. Yeah. If Drake London's not playing, which I believe he won't be, I'm Pitts. It's a Pitts game. Calling it right now. Kyle Pitts. Vibes.
You love Pitts.
I do love Pitts. I love everyone on the Falcons. I've always been obsessed with Falcons first-round picks. This goes back for like 10 years. They just accumulate first-round picks, and I am a draft guru at heart where if you're a first-round pick, you're really, really good for the rest of your life in my eyes. And even after you're a bust, I'm like, I still think Kevin White could be explosive on the field.
Well, every Falcons first-round pick on offense just looks awesome when you wear the Falcons uniform.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's fast and strong.
Yeah. So, I believe in the Falcons. Kirko is playing well.
Kirko, opportunity to walk in the trap.
He's playing well. Okay, 49ers at Bucs. Henry, is Christian McCaffrey playing?
Yeah, I think he is.
Oh, okay.
Per you. This is per you, not the Walls.
Per you. From the man who brought you Christian McCaffrey might retire, he is now bringing you.
I never said that.
He might play.
Never said that. It looks like he's playing.
Okay.
From what I've seen.
Okay.
I feel like he's playing, and I'm happy I didn't say that he was going to retire because I would look really dumb.
Yeah, you would. I feel like a lot of tight ends in this game. Otten and Kittle.
Problem with Otten is Fred Warner.
Yeah, that's true.
Just throwing it out there. I like the 49ers in this game off the bye.
But who else do the Bucs have, really?
They don't have anyone else.
Yeah, so it's like they're going to...
Sterling Shepard?
They're going to have to scheme open Otten.
No, they don't have Scotty Miller anymore. I think he's on the Steelers.
Yeah, he is.
Bucky.
Yeah. Bucky. I think this is a 49ers reset. Like, the 49ers went on a bye. They've had a tough start to the season, but they look up and no one in the division is right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not sitting there. It'd be one thing if they were 4-4 and there was a 7-1 team in their division. That's not the case. I think they have everything in front of them, and this is where they start playing good football.
And this is the classic Kyle Shanahan position to be in.
Yeah.
If you look back at his career as a head coach before the bye, the record is 500 right now, right?
Yeah.
That's actually an improvement of what they usually are before the bye.
Yep.
Because they're usually a 400 football team before the bye. And then over the course of his career after the bye, they're a 700 football team.
This is where he starts cooking.
So this is legitimately the place that you can point to every year and be like, after this little mini break, they're just going to run the table.
Yeah, and I feel like the Bucs, they've had really good effort the last couple weeks, although the Falcons game was closer than it. The final score was closer than what the actual play was. I just think this might be where it's like, damn, I wish we had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin out here because we can't go blow for blow with the 49ers, especially if CMC is back.
And if you play as well as they played against the Chiefs and then you lose and you don't go for it at the end, I feel like that's a very deflating way to lose a football game.
Oh, yeah.
And I should specify with the Kyle Shanahan thing, it's true that all of his teams improve like drastically after the bye, like night and day football teams. But the first game after the bye, he's not like that great. I think he's 4-3 in that very first game back.
Okay.
But just look for the season to start improving now.
Yeah, the 49ers are going to go on a little run. All right, biggest game of the noon slate, Steelers at Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Game will be sound. How many games do we have at noon? Is it 7?
I think there are 4 byes this week.
There might be
4 byes plus Germany.
Are there 4 byes?
Yeah, the Raiders, the Seahawks, the Packers, and the Browns.
All right. 1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 7. Perfect. So we'll have all the games on, and we'll do sound for Steelers Commanders. I am very excited for this game because I think this is not a measuring stick because I think both these teams are good. I think it's going to be like which one is more for real. And when I say which one is more for real, I'm talking about the Commanders offense or the Steelers defense.
Yeah, I think whichever team wins this game, I think that team is going to win their division.
Yeah, and I think they could maybe be thinking soupy. So the reason why I say specifically the Steelers defense, the Commanders offense, because you could look at it and say the Steelers defense has faced the following quarterbacks: Kirk Cousins, first game back after Achilles; Bo Nix, rookie, a very hurt Justin Herbert, Anthony Richardson, the 17th best quarterback in Dak Prescott, Gardner Minshew, Aaron Rodgers, and Daniel Jones. Not exactly. Jaden Daniels been playing better than all the guys I just listed. And then on the other side, the Commanders' offense has not faced a top 10 in DVOA defense. The best defense they faced was the Bears, who they scored one touchdown at the end of the game. The Steelers are the 8th best defense DVOA. So is it the Steelers' defense is a little bit worse than we think, or is the Commanders' offense a little bit worse than we think? That's where I'm excited to find this out.
Yeah, and the Commanders' best win this season, you could make the argument, has been their loss to the Ravens.
Yeah.
That was like the thing that you can point at and be like, this is why we think that the Commanders are a legitimately good football team and not just beating up on a relatively soft schedule, because they've beaten a lot of bad teams for sure. And to have Pittsburgh come into Washington, it's tough because Pittsburgh, they bring their towels. There have been numerous games where it's been the Steelers at whatever Washington name is in place at that point, where they've had to go to a hard count at home.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of towel judo going on this week. So the Commanders are passing out burgundy towels and hoping that when the yellow towels are waving, the burgundy ones are also waving.
It's just going to look like a cool autumn tree.
Or it looks like the Redskins Commanders colors.
Yeah,
which is burgundy and gold.
This is the foliage game.
Yeah, they're like, we can't keep the towels out, but if we add our towels, then it'll look like your towels are actually our towels.
Yeah. Well, unless there's more terrible towels.
If there's like way more yellow, then it's an issue. But keep your eyes on the towel storyline.
The Commanders, Mike Tomlin, by the way, is career 26-6 straight up in games against rookie quarterbacks. And also this is obviously a Mike Tomlin road underdog spot where he's 41-28-1 against the spread.
Yeah, so Mike Tomlin underdog on the road.
Off a bye,
where the Steelers are 13-4 after the bye under Tomlin. I don't feel comfortable about this game, and I'm very uncomfortable about TJ Watt because he does bad things to good quarterbacks.
The Commanders are 11 for 11 on fourth down this year, which leads the league. Pretty crazy.
Yep. And we got Lattimore. I don't know if Lattimore is going to be playing this weekend.
Yeah.
I figured that when we got him, it was going to be the Devontae Adams situation where he's like, oh, my hamstring's actually good. It's the elevation that made it better. I want to kiss guys, and my hamstring doesn't hurt anymore. But I don't know if he's going to be playing or if he's going to be playing like a meaningful amount.
I asked you that question like seriously the other day, and you just laughed in my face.
Is that true?
I did. It's a hamstring. I'm sure that hamstring really feels good.
That's a very accurate representation of what I said.
Shit.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about this game, Max? Jerry versus PFT in the gambling cave.
Yeah.
Jerry's nervous? No, he's not.
No,
he's not at
No,
all.
he's nervous. He was like, "Do I give it to him the way that I gave it to you, or will he give it back to me? Because I'm nervous."
I'll give it to Jerry. If Jerry wants to give it to me, I'll give it right back.
There's going to be a lot of giving in that cave on Sunday at 12 o'clock.
A lot of giving.
I think we will find out a lot about both teams in this game.
That's what I'm saying. It's seriously like if the Commanders' offense looks incredible, I'm going to be like, holy shit, they're a lot better than I even expected. I think they're very good, and the Steelers' defense is maybe a little fraudulent. And if it's the reverse, if the Steelers' defense dominates, I'm be like, damn, this Steelers' defense might be the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
That's where I love this matchup, and I can't wait to watch this game.
Yeah, Jerry asked me earlier in the week before the trade deadline if I would call DK Metcalf for him and see if he would like to be traded to the Steelers. And I said, Jerry, I can't do that because we're playing this weekend.
Yeah,
and he understood. He understands it. Like
fair.
Jerry,
He said fair.
Jerry and I are not friends this week.
Yeah,
and
he
that's
said
okay.
fair. He said fair.
Terrible towels.
What about it?
You guys are doing the terrible towels.
Yeah.
The maroon towels.
Yeah.
Burgundy, yeah.
Yeah, burgundy.
We discussed the whole towel situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have to get a towel.
You should.
I will.
Jerry would not like that. He's going to have to bring his towel.
Mm-hmm. Things could get messy.
Things could get real messy.
Better bring a towel
off. I'll bring Stu's 15-15-30 towel.
There you go.
Cum rag.
It will be chaos in the gambling cave though, because it'll be me and Jerry yelling at each other, sitting right next to each other, and then it's going to be Hank and Big Cat.
My game,
feeling each other out to see how hard they should yell.
This again, I have no fight. I don't know what you want to say. I can't fake the fight.
I got some fight.
Okay.
I'll bring the fight out of you.
Is this going to be like the NCAA tournament?
It totally depends on how they play. Like if the Bears come out and start playing well, I will rebuild my fight. I'm basically like I'm like the Ninja Turtles game where my health is like this. I need a couple pizzas.
Yeah.
And the pizzas are touchdowns. And if I can get the pizzas, my fight will come back and I'll be revived.
Just run over a stim kit real quick.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Memes keeps talking about there's some terrible towel curse that if you try and mess with the juju.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so that is true.
It's not good.
That is very, very true. That when you try to fuck with it, if you're the Tennessee Titans who fucked with it a couple times, I forget who else had disrespect for the terrible towel. I don't think that this is disrespect for the terrible towel, is it?
I think that we should figure it out. Either me and Jerry both do Steelers Patriots, and you two both do Commanders Bears, or the opposite, where me and PFT both do Commanders Patriots, and you and Jerry both do Bears Steelers.
What do you mean do?
Bet, just for so it's just even more chaos.
I'm down to do Steelers Patriots or Steelers Bears.
We'll figure it out.
Either one of those, to be honest.
But I think that would make it even more chaotic.
I'm okay with Commies Bears.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
So, memes,
I'll do that.
I just found this. Back in 2016, the Redskins did the burgundy towels, and they lost 38-16.
Shit.
So we're bringing back loser towels. I've got a good scapegoat if we lose, though.
Yeah, towels.
It was the towels.
Vikings and Jaguars. Are we getting Mac Jones?
I think it's going to be Mac, yeah.
That's going to be hilarious. So Trevor Lawrence has a shoulder injury. Mac Jones. Now, Hank, now you have another game.
Are you rooting for Mac?
I got no bad blood towards Mac. I don't think he's going to win this game, but
is it official that it's not official that it's Mac Jones?
I think it is.
Is it?
I think Trevor Lawrence is officially not playing.
I think that I saw a rap sheet say unlikely that Trevor Lawrence will play.
Is that baked in the line already, or is the line move? I saw 4.5 earlier. Oh no, it's 7.
It's 7.
Wow, I got lucky with my picks earlier.
Yeah, it's the return of the Mac.
Okay, so Mac Jones, he's going to be in for it with the Brian Flores blitz.
And they're playing with the white helmets. The shell white helmets for the Jags.
Can I see them, please? I would like to see the shell. Max, please pull up the shell white helmets for the Jags. I'm going to give a gut instinct whether I like it or not. Just straight up. Let's see. Hit it. I like them.
Now, don't be fooled by the blur.
No, yeah, that's a gut. There's something about the teal and the white just kind of pop.
Yeah, shell white, baby.
Yeah, let's see them.
See, the blur did a lot of work on it, didn't it?
I'm taking it back. I'm walking it back. I just saw it in real life. I'm walking it back.
You already did your gut, though.
Yeah, but that was because of the blur.
Not a gut.
No, but the blur.
It was a icy blur.
You can't do the Photoshop blur. I want to see it how it looks in person. And then you also have to think about Mac Jones wearing it.
Well, your gut reaction to it was when you saw Trevor Lawrence, you were like, ugh.
Yeah.
But Mac Jones might look icy.
All right, wait. Let's see this. Oh, my.
The teal of the mouth is pretty cool.
The teal is, I wish there was a little more teal.
They should not call that shell white, call that teal tongue.
Okay, I'll stick with it. I like it. Fine. I like it. Are they wearing white jerseys too or no?
I'm not sure.
And again, people are going to be like, "Oh, well, you hated the Packers white helmets." This is my exact point. If you're the Jaguars, you're a franchise that should be like Oregon. You should just wear different uniforms every week.
Yeah, the Jaguars.
Like, you have no real history to fall back on here. You just do it.
It was like 4 years ago they had the two-tone helmets where it was like half gold and half black.
The crazier, the weirder things that you do, the more I probably am in on it.
Yeah, those old ones, they used to look like Antonio Brown's mustache.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you got to be on Mac watch now too, Hank. Mac Jones.
I might do Hungry Horse parlay and Hungry Cat parlay.
Hungry Cat parlay.
What about
Jags Panthers?
Hungry Bird parlay.
Are there 2 Hungry Birds?
The Cardinals and the Seahawks on a bye. You said.
I did not say the Seahawks.
The Cardinals. They're a bird.
You could also at some point do the Hungry Pirate parlay.
To the uniforms real quick. They are voting on how they want to wear it.
Perfect.
It has to be black jerseys, but the team is voting for what they want for pant sock combo to be.
You can do that?
I guess.
But there's Jaguars. They can do anything.
Yeah.
So each player voted for their favorite pant/sock
I don't-
combo to be
all right.
worn. They have to wear black jerseys.
I think you got to go all black.
All black looks sick. That's
All
what I
black,
was saying,
or you
too.
got to go all white bottoms. The top left looks too much like a Panthers.
Yeah.
That's the Panthers.
Bottom
uniform.
right, I hate.
Yeah, bottom right and top left are bad. So it's all black or all white on the lower half. One of those two. All black looks good. Okay. That was our jersey talk for the week. Vikings are good. And also Doug Peterson, kind of a diss at Sam Darnold.
I would
'cause,
say so.
Yeah, they asked why is Sam Darnold turning around this year, and he just laughed. He said Justin Jefferson. But
Yeah.
also not totally untrue.
Yeah, I think it's a very reasonable thing to say, but coaches usually don't say stuff like that before games.
Yeah.
They're usually like, well, he's playing very well.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be pissed off.
Trevor Lawrence, it's unfortunate that he's not playing because he is one of the best quarterbacks against the blitz.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know that, but he's really, really good for the
He's
last
good
3
against the
seasons
blitz,
against
yeah.
the blitz, and that's obviously what Brian Flores is going to do.
Yeah. Mac Jones against the blitz? I don't know, but I'm going to guess it's probably not great.
Probably not.
Probably not great.
But is it better than normal Mac Jones? That's really what we have to ask.
Yeah.
Like, is he better against the blitz than he is not against the blitz?
I just hope if Mac Jones plays, we get one funny interception or fumble.
Oh, you
just
will.
Just for throwback's sake. Okay. Afternoon games. Titans at Chargers. Boys, this is a must-win for our Chargers' future. I think we all agree. They got some tough games coming up. We're going to talk about it with Ron Rivera, which was an awesome interview, so make sure you listen. But the Titans have the second worst special teams all time, only to the 2010 Chargers, which was the team that went first in offense, first in defense, last in special teams, and missed the playoffs at 9-7.
I think a lot of that is also baked into that Lions win.
Yeah.
Remember that when it was
I mean, we blocked a punt against them week 1.
Yeah, it's true.
They've had some bad, and didn't the Jets run a punt back on them, memes? Or at least to like the 20-yard line in the Titans-Jets game.
Giant.
Wasn't there a big special teams play? I want to say there was.
Did we block the punt too?
You might have blocked a punt. They're bad. They're bad.
No, we blocked the punt. We blocked.
Yeah, they're bad special
I
teams.
mean, that 2010 Chargers special teams is like by far the worst. They were so bad that season. So to even be compared to them, you know that they're bad.
Yeah, and they like it's the weirdest stat that you had a team first in offense, first in defense miss the playoffs. But if you look back at their games, you can point to like 6 games. It's like, oh, if our special teams wasn't the worst, we would have won this game.
Yeah, so the Titans are ranked first in total defense, and they're ranked
Yards allowed, I think.
Yeah, in total defense, and then also first in pass defense.
Yeah, they're good defensively. That's why I can't quit them.
And they're allowing 26.6 points a game, even though they have the best defense.
Short fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm nervous about this game for the Chargers because it does feel a little bit like it's just going to be a bully ball fest back and forth.
Yeah, so if you're doing a visualization for this game, it feels like maybe Chargers 3-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then they score a touchdown in the second quarter, another field goal. So now you're looking at 13-0. And then they score another field goal at the start of the third quarter, and then absolutely nothing happens after that.
Yeah.
They just run the ball, punt like 60% of the time, and go on one drive that's like 8 minutes long.
Yep.
And get 0 points, and they end up winning 20-0.
That feels right.
I feel
Everything
like
you just said feels right.
maybe 20-7.
Yeah, that feels right. Okay. Eagles and Cowboys. Dak hamstring torn off the bone. I feel like they just added that part so everyone could be like, oh, he's actually hurt.
No, when they add that part to me, I think that sounds delicious.
Hamstring off the bone.
Yeah.
Steve Young, by the way, speaking of delicious, he said this week on his radio hit, the Cowboys are so freaking cooked, which is about as much as Steve Young would ever swear.
Again, it sounds like something I want to eat.
Yeah. Max, are you nervous about this game? Cooper Rush.
The only nervousness comes from like, yes, I am nervous.
Okay.
But it's because it seems too easy.
It does. I've been
A.J.
saying,
Brown is back at practice.
I've been saying everywhere that Saquon's going to run for 200 yards because, the Cowboys can't stop the run, and it's just going to be bully ball by the Eagles. So
There's still something about playing like at Jerry World. It's Cooper Rush, though. There's no way we can lose to Cooper Rush.
So you guys beat Cooper Rush the last time you played him, but Cooper Rush, I think he won his first 4 games when he came in as a backup last time. And if you're wondering like what peak Cowboys would be, is they're lower than you think that they can ever get right now. Like everyone's given up on the season. If Cooper Rush comes in and has the offense looking competent, that is actually peak Cowboys.
Yeah.
When the backup quarterback that has like a third of the physical tools that Dak Prescott has comes in and wins football games, as Dak is very sadly recovering from a scrumptious sounding injury.
Yes.
That is
Delicious.
That is peak Cowboys right there.
Yeah. Fun Lane Johnson is a freak stat of the week. He's played in 8 games this year, and he's given up 2 pressures. Not 2 sacks.
He's the
2
best.
pressures.
He's so good.
Pressures.
He's so good.
Pressures. Not sacks. Pressures.
I'm actually,
So good.
I think one of those was a sack, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just saying.
Just that's good accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have skated by on that.
Yep. That's me. Hand up.
Max, so you think it's too easy, right? That's where it makes you scared?
Correct.
Would it be as easy as like Villanova
That's
beating
not what we're
an
talking
Ivy
about.
League team
That's
in
not what-
basketball?
There's no way we talk about college basketball on November 7th.
I'm asking in a scale of easiness when you're Villanova basketball, home of many national titles, and you see an Ivy League school, not even a Princeton or a Yale who's been to the tournament, you see Columbia.
I thought they were playing a South American team. I thought this was like an exhibition.
I know how
Is
to,
it that easy?
I know how to tie this all around. During my thoughts last night, I'm going to
Wait, hold on.
during my
Oh,
thoughts.
yeah. I love it. He talks about his brain like it's a TV show.
Yeah,
All right,
did you
time to have
sit?
thoughts.
Do you
Ready?
sit down and
Go.
you
Yes.
sat down and turned it on?
Turn
You're
on
like,
my-
all right, here we go. Thoughts
You know what?
time.
It's
Correct.
thoughts time.
I was having thoughts, and I will not say a bad word about Nick Sirianni for the rest of the year.
What? Nah, that's bullshit.
I will not say a bad word about Nick Sirianni for the rest
That's
of the
as
year.
much bullshit as me saying I'm not going to tell myself that the Bears can beat
You
the
don't have to
Packers.
watch Kyle Neptune coach basketball.
I actually could.
Do you think Cal Neptune's a worse coach than Nick Sirianni?
Without question.
Oh.
without
Why would you say
question.
that? Have they lost this year?
They lose to everyone. He has more.
College basketball started.
Who'd you guys play? Was it preseason?
We lost to Columbia.
Columbia.
In 2 years and 2 games, Kyle Neptune has lost 7 games to teams above 100 on the Ken Palm. Jay Wright lost to 2 in his last 9 years coaching there. 7-2 for 4 times as many years.
Did you pay them?
Yes.
You paid Columbia?
Yes.
Buy game. That's the epitome of brutality.
We pay our entire roster. Their roster pays to go to school.
Villanova's, they should be a Fortune 500 company.
And they're not. But, okay. Kyle
It's
Neptune,
November.
where did he coach before?
Spin zone. It's November.
Fordham.
Who is, like, let's just look up, like, what.
He went
Kyle,
500 at Fordham.
Right, but Kyle Neptune's, like, first game ever at Fordham. Who'd they play?
I don't know.
Let's just, I mean, I'm trying to spin this positively. Fordham, what year did he start at Fordham?
He only coached there for 1 year.
What year was it?
It was.
So pull up this Fordham schedule from what year?
If he started, I'm trying to do math.
Get math done.
So it would have been 2021. It would have
Okay,
been the,
so pull up Fordham's 2021
the
schedule.
21-22 season.
Look, he can turn this thing around.
No, but this is 3 years in a row. He lost to Portland his first year. He lost to
Pull
Yale
this up.
last year,
Whoa,
and he
all right.
lost to
Let's
Columbia
see his
this
first
year.
game, because you can get better, dude. You can get better. His
But
first game at Fordham.
He doesn't.
This is his first game at Fordham. Let's see. Pull it up. Are you going the right way?
I think. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
20. Wait. What?
Oh, there's one. Oh, wait, no, just stop right there. There's one. I saw it.
I'm doing bad.
November, right there. November.
doing bad.
Keep going. There it is. November
there it
9th,
is.
2021, Fordham beat. Oh, Columbia.
Oh.
Shit.
So okay, this is the bit that you
That's
were doing.
that's such a coincidence.
This was the bit that you were doing. I did not know that stat.
That took so long.
It took way too long for Max to find it. He beat Columbia his first game ever at Fordham. Shit.
He gave up 90 points to Columbia at home.
Shout out
90 points.
Shout out to AWO who tagged me in that tweet last night. He was like, hey, Max, don't worry. Kyle Neptune, when his first game at Fordham, beat Columbia.
90 points at home to Columbia.
So you're not going to say anything bad about Sirianni because Neptune is so much worse.
He just
Correct.
needed Fordham's roster.
It just makes me wonder, how can I be upset with Nick Sirianni for just continuing to win games?
Perspective.
When I root for a coach like Kyle Neptune.
That's
who
a
is
really good
incapable-
perspective.
Yeah, I like
who
that.
is incapable of winning. It looks like I shouldn't be talking about Villanova. They look like an AAU team that just showed up and met each other for the first time. Like, it looks like they've never played basketball together. And I don't want to hear every team in college basketball has brand new players because of the transfer portal. Figure it out.
Max, it's November, dude.
Yeah, we're talking about football. Why are you
brought
doing
this up. You brought this up.
You know how many people
And the
stopped
Sixers
listening
stink.
to the podcast
Yeah, you want to talk about the
talking
Sixers?
about college
Sixers stink,
basketball
too.
in early November?
Sixers are tanking.
Oh, man.
All right, so the Eagles.
The Eagles.
Quan got drug tested.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, after
For the back.
Yeah. I don't know if they were testing him for PEDs or testing him for just stuff that'll fuck you up and make you think that it's a good idea to jump over somebody backwards.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, he pissed in a cup this week. I like the Eagles too, but again, I keep going back and thinking about maximum Cowboys, and that would be to have Cooper Rush get in and look really good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Maximum Cowboys. Sounds like a movie I don't want to watch.
That's what I'm thinking. What did Skip call it? Supreme. This is Supreme Cowboys.
debate, yeah.
Supreme Cowboys would be Cooper Rush getting in and winning by 10 points.
Also, shout out our guy Skip. He got hacked on Tuesday night. That was tough.
That was rough.
That was really, really, really tough. The only criticism I have of the hacker is you should have done the funny thing and started following people.
Yeah,
That would have been good.
Yeah,
that would have
but
really fucked with him.
one of the funniest part, he changed his avatar to LeBron James.
Oh, he did.
That was great.
Okay,
yeah.
that was good. Okay, Jets at Cardinals. Memes. Must win.
Must win. I'm now nervous that we're favorites.
Oh,
Sunday we were +1, and now we're -1.5.
memes. I have some silver linings for you. Okay. Donald Trump is now the president-elect. He's going to be inaugurated on January 20th. Woody Johnson might become the ambassador to UK again, and that means he can't fuck up your team anymore.
Yeah, but then we have Christopher Johnson,
Well, he's probably good. Is he related to Woody?
brothers.
They're not going to
shit.
take him? What about Brick?
Brick's probably gone
He's going to go to Ireland?
unless we go on a run.
I saw Joe Douglas said when they asked him about his job, he said, whatever happens, happens.
That's a good perspective to have on it.
It's good vibes.
Memes, how do you feel about Malachi Corley?
That was an asshole statement. Just being
What'd he
like-
say?
He said he had over 200 plus touchdowns in his career, just his playing football career. I shouldn't worry about crossing the goal line.
This is the first time out of 200 times where
Yeah.
he's dropped it before.
Is he blaming the goal line? What? I don't understand.
He's just
that.
saying he just has to cross 6 inches and he'll be fine.
He's just like, that was out of character for me. I usually
Oh.
don't drop the ball before you get to the end zone.
Just no accountability.
They don't talk about all the parades that JFK was in that ended safely, you know? And I think that's a bit unfair to the Secret Service.
Yeah. I would agree. All the challengers that didn't blow up.
Yeah, we ended up getting to the moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Corley is now he's your third, your number 3 now that Williams is going to number 2.
Corley,
Yeah.
he'll be behind Xavier Gibson.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Lazard's still hurt, right?
Yeah. So,
I think the Jets will win this game. I think the Cardinals are a very good team. The Cardinals still are not outside of playing the Bears. They don't rush the passer great, and Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers when he has a clean pocket. It's when he gets chased around that he looks like old Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers still top 5 in everything right now, which is a good sign.
Top 5 in
Nice.
everything.
Everything?
Soberest.
Everything.
Crystal ownership.
Crystal ownership, yes.
Do you see that when they brought Devontae over and he like went live on the McAfee show and they were interviewing Devontae and he had just a stack of crystals behind him because he was in Aaron Rodgers' house. The healing crystals.
Vaccines.
Not top 5.
Okay, so not top 5 in everything.
No.
Touchdowns.
Top 5.
Yards.
Top 5.
Completion percentage.
Not sure top 5 with that, but yards.
I mean,
yards and touchdowns,
that was the
top 5.
third stat we gave you.
It's not a very common stat.
That
for Big Cat.
wasn't a. We didn't really push you that hard there.
What about wins?
Top 10.
Top 10 in wins.
AFC.
Okay, just so we're clear, he is not top 5 in touchdowns. He is 7th. He is not top 5 in yards.
So none of that was true.
He's not top 5 in completion percentage.
What was I looking at?
Maybe
he is
AFC
not
East?
top.
You guys, I think this is kind of a sad point, and it took us this long to reach it, but I think Memes might be a Florio.
Yeah, I think he might be a Florio.
Yeah.
He's just not.
It's all fake news.
I would
Not
like you to
top
look at his
5 in-
completion percentage. What number he is?
I didn't say top 5 of that.
What is it?
But you said
29th?
top 5 in everything. We have
He's
not.
20, he's 29th, and you said he was top 5?
We've
No,
yet
no,
to.
no,
we've
no.
yet to find a stat that he's top 5 in.
Damn it.
Rating, he's not top 5. QBR, he's not top 5.
Maybe rushing yards, Big Cat.
Longest pass, not top 5. Yards per game, not top 5.
Damn it. I must have looked at it before they updated it.
What did you look at?
All right, he's top 7.
He's not top 5
He's
in
top 10.
anything.
I know what
top
this
10.
was. You looked at this after Thursday Night Football.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Before the game-
Yes,
after
you
the game
did.
started.
Yeah, he was top 2 then.
Oh my God, Memes. He is literally not top 5 in a single stat.
Oh, this is embarrassing. All right, back to the game. We just have to stop the run. Cardinals are great at running the football. We are bad at stopping the run.
Yeah.
We just need to focus on stopping the run, and I think the offense will be fine now that we have a top 10 passer. In the league.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Easily top 10.
Top 10.
Easily top 10.
Easily top 10. In what stats is he top 10?
Oh, I can't believe I fucked that up.
Oh,
Is he actually
man.
top 10 in those stats?
He is top 10
He's
in
top 10.
yards, and he's top 10 in touchdowns. He's top 10 in interceptions.
It was just after the Thursday Night Football before the rest of the team played. That's
Wait,
exactly.
is he
that's
top 10 in
exactly what he looked at
interceptions
this.
or lack of interceptions?
No, interceptions, he's top 10. He is nowhere.
Oh, was it Monday Night Football?
He was nowhere close to top 10 in completion percentage. He's 28th.
Yeah, 28th. Pretty bad.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
A lot of room for improvement. Just got to stop the run. And I think we just got to pick up momentum from Thursday Night Football in that second half, which was beautiful. Bring that in Sunday, 4 o'clock.
This is a tough game. The Cardinals are good. I'm not sleeping on the Cardinals anymore. They've won 3 in a row now. James Conner's a beast, which James Conner should be able to run the ball at will on you guys. It's just whether your offense can get going.
Their pass rush is not good either. So
Yeah.
Rodgers could have time.
Yeah. All right, last game. Lions and Texans. I don't want to do it again, but I kind of want to take the Texans. I've just bet against the Lions and I start every week with saying the Lions are the best team in the NFL, and then I'm like, ooh, 3.5 at home for the Texans. Nico Collins might be back.
Yeah,
I'm going to pass.
It's something weird. I mean, the Texans wide receivers have been injured, and they have not. There's not been a game where I've said to myself, "Damn, this Texans offense is in a rhythm right now."
Yeah.
And the Lions offense is always. They're never out of rhythm.
They roll out of bed in rhythm.
Yeah. So what was it? 4 points?
3.5 right now.
3.5 points. I mean, it's a sucker bet. I feel like everybody's going to be betting on the Lions in this game.
Especially Sunday night.
Sunday night, Houston is wearing its Battle Red uniforms.
Ooh,
the
Battle
Battle
Red.
Reds are out, which is cool. I think
That
that's
is
cool,
cool.
for a Sunday night game. The reflective red helmets. I don't know what the Lions are. Are they going to be wearing their blues? No, that'd be Color Rush, right? Mm-hmm. So they can't do that.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I still think that I'm gonna continue to bet on the Lions.
Yeah. I think I'm going to join you because I don't want to be an idiot anymore. I feel like an idiot every single time. But if there was a time the Texans would maybe bounce back, wouldn't it be this?
I mean, it's a good time for everyone else to bet on the Texans. I'm going to be betting on the Lions because I'm a sucker and I'm maybe the most public person in terms of like just finding these sucker lines and going for them.
Texans defensive line getting after Jared, but Jared's so good. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think he's on pace right now to have the highest completion percentage in NFL history.
I think that's Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Jared's top 5. Which
What a brutal top 5
I
for
guess
you.
being number 1 is top 5. Means
Top 5 in everything.
Yeah, that was. I love the confidence with which you said it too.
Everything.
And it took about 2 seconds to pick it apart.
Going from everything to nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
We couldn't even find one.
Without a single
And he
one.
said everything.
Everything. Still top 5
He's
in
top 10. He's top.
everything.
You are Memes. You are a Florio.
Yeah. Just spreading fake news the other way.
You either die of memes or you live long enough to become a Florio.
I am Italian.
Yeah, you are Italian. Italian. It's okay, memes. All right. Can we win a TD parlay? Can we do it? Who's up? I think we all fucked up last week.
I fucked up.
I think we all lost.
Josh Allen.
Not me.
Oh, you had
Saquon.
You had Quan?
Quan.
All right, so Max stays in. Do you want to hop in for me? Hank, do you have someone you love? No, he doesn't. Okay, his brain froze.
Bijan.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jane Daniels.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think TJ's going to be chasing him. He's going to scramble out of the pocket and score.
I'm scared. I'm scared of TJ Watt. I am. Don't do the stupid thing where you don't have anybody block TJ and let him run right down the line of scrimmage and easily make a tackle in the backfield. Don't do that. He's too fast to do that. Stop doing that.
Don't do that. Okay, so it's Jaden Daniels. It's Saquon again, Max?
Sure. Yep. Just put him in.
And Bijan. Go find it on DraftKings Sportsbook. Every day is game day at DraftKings Sportsbook. Now through the end of the year, it's extra special. All customers get a special daily promo every single day, from profit boosts, odd boosts, no sweat bets, and more. There's something for everyone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE, and take advantage of special daily promotions only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, boys. What are our picks? I don't think I've won a pick in the last 2 weeks.
What are the standings right now?
I think it's bad everywhere. I think
It's pain.
I think the leader is only 2 games up.
I am 10-8. Big Cat 8-10. PFT 8-10. Hank 8-10.
Yeah.
Max 6-11-1.
Yeah, we're bad.
It's bad. That's bad.
So I'm a game and a half back of all of basically everyone.
That's bad.
But
Second and fourth.
Okay. Who's up first?
Henry.
Henry.
I'm going to take the Gunder.
You're going to take the Gunder.
40.5 in the
Germany
Giants, Panthers.
Munich.
Okay.
The Munder.
The Munder. Okay.
I'm going to take the Jets -1.5.
Jets -1.5.
I am going to take the Titans Chargers under 39.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that.
I'm going to take the Vikings -7 over the Jaguars.
Okay. I am going to take the Bucs Niners over 50.5. And then I have another pick. I am going to take... Oh, man. I don't like this. I don't like the board. I'll take the Steelers +3.
Fuck you.
Sorry. That feels like a field goal game.
It does. It feels like a good pick, too, for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, it feels like a field goal game.
I'm going to take the over in Philadelphia, Dallas. 43 points.
Cooper Rush.
Fuck. I'm all scrambling.
That was
now.
you just didn't think that there was any chance?
No, I thought I was like, there's no way PFT's gonna take it.
Yeah.
That's why I took the. Would you have taken that under?
Which one?
The
Chargers Titans?
Chargers Titans.
Yes, I would have.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Not.
Oh, shit.
I hit you with the not.
I got hit the not in decades.
I don't think I've ever picked an under.
Take Villanova -11.5.
Against who, PFT?
Columbia.
Oh. They'll
I'm
fucking
going to
Not the
dominate
national
that.
team. The Ivy League school.
Fuck it. Give me Broncos +7.5.
Okay.
I like that.
Bo Nix.
Is that
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to take the Monday Night Football over 50.
That line, by the way, makes no sense to me. The Rams, why are the Rams only a 1-point favorite? I feel like that's the easiest bet in the world, but it's just wrong.
I guess because the Dolphins look pretty good against the Bills.
Yeah, I'm wrong. I know that I'm wrong. I'm going to end up betting the Rams, and it's going to be wrong.
Yeah.
I'll be taking the New England Patriots +6 against the Chicago Bears.
Okay. Good picks, boys. Let's do Fantasy Fuccbois before we get to Ron Rivera. It's brought to you by our friends at Body Armor. This segment is brought to you by Body Armor. Real hydration, real ingredients, packed with electrolytes, vitamins, and nothing artificial. Body Armor sports drink has great tasting flavors like strawberry banana and blue raspberry. Not only do we hydrate with Body Armor, but some of the best athletes in the world do as well, like Christian McCaffrey, Joe Burrow, and Sabrina Ionescu. Get yours today at Walmart or local grocery store near you. I love the strawberry banana, my favorite. So thank you to Body Armor. We're drinking all the time. Okay.
Hey. My name's Mickey Montclair.
Hey,
Mickey Montclair.
Eminem.
My stardom this week is Christian McCaffrey.
Why? What's happening?
All you fantasy owners, you drafted him one. You've been pissed off all year. He's been on your bench. Maybe you drafted him. Maybe you traded him. This is your week. Put him in. Start him. He's going to be back. He's going to be playing. He's going to get 2 touchdowns.
Oh, hell yes.
My sit him, D'Angelo Russell. J.J. Redick, trouble in paradise already in Lakers. D'Angelo Russell got benched. Said he wasn't putting in effort. J.J. Redick stormed out of the press conference. It's bad.
Oh, shit.
He said the F word.
Oh, shit.
The Kelsey word?
No, the other F word.
Fuck?
Yeah, he said fuck.
Holy
JJ
shit.
said that?
JJ said fuck.
Oh, no.
Will Compton said, that's a bridge too far. I'm out.
I'm out.
My sleeper? It's you this weekend. Daylight savings
Yeah,
time.
daylight savings.
Congratulations.
God damn it.
Enjoy your Sunday. Sleep in. You're getting an extra hour
It's
this
going to be
weekend.
so dark,
Fall
so
back.
early.
I know. I'm not looking forward to it.
Set those clocks.
Yeah. Good one.
Hey, what's up, you dickheads? My name's Tommy Tortellini.
Tommy.
Here in the club talking to you about my stardom, and my stardom is Rhesus Monkeys. I'm starting
Reese's
Reese's
Monkeys?
Reese's Monkeys.
Is that like when they do the Christmas trees?
There's an outbreak of 43 Rhesus macaque primates. I'm starting macaque this week. There's 43 macaque primates that escaped from a research facility in South Carolina. Residents have been advised to lock the windows and the doors. 43 young females weighing between 6 and 7 pounds are running amok.
Where is this?
Hey.
This is Beaufort County, South Carolina.
Oh, shit.
Bunch of macaque running around.
Sounds hot.
Both of these nuts?
Beaufort. Oh, shit.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh, shit. I'm sitting Bronny James. He just got designated to the G League.
Oh, sent down.
What a career
See
my
ya.
good friend Bronny had.
Had a bucket.
We'll never forget what happened.
Had a bucket.
Played with his dad.
It's got to be D'Angelo Russell's fault.
Yeah.
And probably D'Angelo Russell's fault. And then my sleeper is Maxey. Tyrese Maxey. Is he okay?
Oh, no.
No, he's not okay.
What happened?
Mr. Zalente is
November, dude, don't worry. It's November.
Tyrese Maxey okay?
No.
I'm sitting basketball season out this year.
Is he okay, Max?
My team fucking sucks.
Is he okay? Tell me he's okay.
November.
Look what they did to my
It's
boy.
November.
They massacred my boy.
Oh,
Maxie,
no.
it's November, dude.
What's up, you fucks? It's Darren Rizzi.
Hey, what's up,
Coach,
Rizzler?
coach of the New Orleans Saints.
When you go the Riz phase.
My stardom is locker rooms. I switched it up this week. I got it all set up. All the guys sit with each other. We're going to win a game against the Falcons.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, my sit-em is Providence basketball. They banned Don the Duck from Providence from the stadium.
That's fucked
Fuck
up.
that duck.
No more Don the Duck.
The duck. Hashtag the duck.
Hashtag the duck.
Quit
Free
ducking.
the duck.
Quit ducking the duck.
Don't do that.
Is it a real live duck?
It's
Yes.
a real fucking duck.
Oh.
Bring the duck back.
Duck,
we
duck,
stand
goose.
with the duck. And my sleeper is Columbia basketball. They're looking good this year. They might be a diaper dandy.
Hey, that real New York City team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what they say about New York City point guards.
If you don't like it, just wait 5 minutes.
Oh, no, I was just saying they're good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wait, what happened to Tyrese Maxey?
Hamstring.
Ah, but Paul George is back.
He sucks.
Is Maxey going to miss, a couple games?
Who could have
Nah,
seen that coming?
He's like 3 weeks.
3
He
weeks?
sucks.
I think it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets situation. None of them are going to play together.
Or
They're
do you-
gonna play.
It would
Do
be
you-
funny if the NBA investigated Tyrese Maxey.
Embiid
now.
also comes back next week.
What if it's just the entire season of load management for Embiid?
No, Embiid's playing on Tuesday against the Knicks.
But I'm saying if you don't make the playoffs, just an entire season of it.
We don't have a first-round pick this year unless it lands in the top 6.
Okay,
So that is-
Cooper Flag.
We could be
Process.
on flag watch.
Are you doing the process again?
We could be doing.
What
the
if you just did a
process
mini
again.
process?
Just 1 year of the process. Try and get Cooper.
Take a quick break. Yeah.
Just take
It's
a year off.
I'm like down to like just not get upset about basketball.
No, I can tell you're not upset at all about basketball.
I know. I thought about that last.
Was that during your thoughts?
Those were. I had some thoughts last night. I had plenty of thoughts, and I thought about like, what if I just like both of my basketball teams are just really bad that I just don't even get upset about them. But I'm gonna still get upset.
So wait, so they're gonna get Embiid back at the same time that Maxey is gone, and then Embiid's gonna have to play harder because Maxey's not there.
Correct.
And what are be honest, Max, what are the odds that Embiid starts in that first game that Maxey comes back?
I don't know. So one of them will be hurt, but one of Embiid or Paul George will be hurt by the time that Maxey comes back. I don't think any of them. We're not going to have a game where all three of them play.
No.
It's November.
No. Okay.
Why are you talking about basketball, Max?
Should we get to our interview with Coach Ron Rivera? Because it was a great one. Let's do some ads before that.
Before we get to Coach Ron Rivera, it's brought to you by Campbell's Chunky Soup. Part of my take is brought to you by Campbell's Chunky Soup. It's the soup that eats like a meal. When you think chunky, you got to think of players like Jason Kelce, Dexter Lawrence, Sam Hubbard. These are all players that work with Campbell's Chunky Soup. They're great players, and it's great soup. It's soup season, baby. You know Dexter Lawrence he's shotgunning Campbell's Chunky Soup before the games, halftime. He's getting all powered up on Campbell's Chunky Soup. It's soup season, and it is the perfect time of year to be eating some chunky sirloin burger or their chili mac. It's packed with beef and veggies, keeps you going strong. Chunky takes satisfaction to the max this soup season. You can grab a can today. Chunky is the most satisfying soup. It does eat like a meal. You'll eat a can of Campbell's Chunky Soup. You're going to feel like you had a full, filling meal. Time to indulge, and Chunky is the only way to take satisfaction to the max this soup season. You can grab a can today. Check it out. Now here's Coach Ron Rivera.
Okay, we now welcome on our very good friend, recurring guest. It is Coach Ron Rivera in studio. Great to see you, Coach. Let's start with, this is the first season in how long that you're out of football? It's got to be, what, 30 years?
Yes.
Close to it?
Yes, it's 27 as a coach and throwing the other 9 as a player.
So how is it going not being on the sideline? Are you still locked into everything, but in a different way? Like it's got to feel weird, I'm sure.
Oh, it feels real weird. It really does. You know, it's funny. The first couple of months is great. I'm playing golf. I'm getting out there traveling with the wife, doing all these things. But then month 4, it's like, damn, the draft is coming up, mini camps, OTA. I mean, you start thinking about those things.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get into the off season where you know, they finish OTAs, they finish mini camps. So now it's like, okay, just downtime. So now I'm on trips again, doing all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, end of July hits and started training camp. And that's really when I started to feel it again.
You get the itch.
Yeah, you do. But I am looking at it from a different lens. I'm looking at it as a commentator now. I'm doing some stuff for the NFL Network. I'm doing some stuff for Westwood One and Sports USA, covering games, doing it on radio. So that's been a lot of fun. I've actually had a great time doing it that way. But I've stayed engaged with what's going on in the league. I've tried to map out some trends that you see. I've tried to, look into the analytics, understand that stuff even more. And it's been real interesting. It really has.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet Sundays are a lot different for you.
Yes.
Do you like Sundays? Like getting to sit down on your couch, watch every single game?
Yeah. So the first Sunday ever, I watched like 9 hours of football.
Yeah.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It's the best.
It sucked. Because
it's too much?
No, it really was. It was way too much.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
You can't handle all the football.
No, you couldn't.
We're football guys.
I looked at my wife after the afternoon games, before the evening game, and I said, I'll be right back. She goes, where are you going? I said, for a walk. I said, Stephanie, I've been inside for 8 hours watching football. Yeah. I said, I've eaten so much junk food. I sit there and I've drank, beer. I mean, I'm not, that's not, but I did all those things and I just felt like a lump on a log.
Yeah.
So I went out and I just walked for about 2.5, 3 miles, came back and watched the last game of the night.
You're not in game shape like us.
You're not ready for it. We do that, and we do that every single Sunday.
Oh my God.
We just sit there for 12 hours and watch every single game.
There's no way. I was wore out. I really was. But it has been interesting because, when I do the TV show, for Good Morning Football, or I do the radio stuff, the one thing that everybody tells me is when you leave, when you're done, nobody's going to criticize.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
It's nice.
You don't have the second guessers. There's no TV show that comes on after your TV show to be like, what was Ron Rivera thinking here in block 2?
Yeah.
I know.
Should have used a timeout.
It's interesting as hell. It really is.
Yeah. When you were coaching, did you ever have a guy who was basically standing next to you who was like, hey, here's when to use a timeout, here's not? Because that's my favorite part about being a fan is we don't know football like any of these coaches, but if you screw up a timeout, or you screw up a 4th down decision, that's one we can point to and be like, what the hell was he thinking?
What you do is, for the most part, is I had a checklist, okay? And it's one of those things that Mike Shanahan, when he was rolling and won his back-to-back Super Bowls, he did this article in USA Today, and they talked about this checklist that he used to have. And he used to go through just before game time. And I read the article, I copied it down, I wrote it down, and then I made it mine. I kind of came up with some other things that I wanted, and I put on this list, and I would go through this checklist. And one of the things I always talked about was, hey, who was going to help me with the timeouts? Which coach did I have talk to me about the timeouts? Who had that chart for the 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
Okay, and then who was watching upstairs to whether or not I should challenge or not? So what we started was we came up with some of our coaches that we felt were really good with that. And we would have this meeting every Friday, and we would go through these conversations of, hey, we get down to the 4th quarter, who's got the timeouts? Who's got this 2-point shot? All right, this is what we want to do. And so we would go through what the situation could potentially be so that if it did come up, we were prepared and we knew how we wanted to handle this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fascinating to me because, through years of playing Madden and watching sports on TV, the fan feels like they know that game management part. And there's a lot going on during the game for a coach too. So it shouldn't be on their shoulders to know exactly what to do and when to do it.
And then what's kind of infiltrated our game has been the use of analytics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's crazy because there's certain aspects of the game that are not measurable. Okay. And there are some aspects of the game people don't believe in. It's crazy because people that truly believe in numbers, pure analytics, do not believe in momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't believe in the emotional part of the game. There's an emotion that goes throughout a player's body, throughout a player's mind, and the fans can impact that. They can change it, okay, with the way they cheer, the way they react. I mean, this is not measurable.
Yeah.
And so people that truly believe in the numbers don't understand how you can sit there and say, well, momentum has taken over.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a big place for analytics in the game, but you also need to take that into account with what scenario you're dealing with, and a coach that understands the flow of the game and understands what his players are feeling and thinking, and understands, he knows his team better than anybody else does. Yeah. So you know what your defense can do if you choose to go 4 and 4th and you don't get it. It's a big conversation that's kind of all weaved together. You are famously now known as Analytical Ron.
Yeah.
No more Riverboat Ron, right?
No. I want to tell you the story of Riverboat Ron.
Okay,
so my first 2 years, I had this crazy record of being 3-13 of games decided by a score or less. And at the end of my second year, I sit down with the previous owner, with Jerry Richardson, and we would go through the previous season, talk about what happened, how things went. We would go through each game, talk about what went on in each game, how things were. I mean, I spent a whole day with him going through all this stuff. And when I finished up, I said to him, Mr. Richardson, one thing I want to talk to you about is I want to reach out. I think I need a mentor. One of the things I didn't do on my original staff was I didn't have a previous head coach on my staff, NFL head coach that could sit there and help me work through some things. And, and he kind of started to chuckle. And he goes, takes us. I'm trying to show you while we're on the radio.
Yeah.
I said, he pulls this index card out and he says, read this. And he slides it across to me. I turn it over. It was John Madden.
Huh.
It was his number.
Wow.
He was thinking the same way I was, because I was going to say to him, I want to call John Madden, Coach Madden, and talk to him.
Yeah.
And he had thought the same things. He said, and he looks at me and goes, he's expecting your call.
Oh, my God.
So I call Coach Madden and we start talking. I said, I'd love to come out and visit with you. He said, great. He said, let's plan for early March. And I said, great. I'd love to do it then. He said, hey, I understand you are 3-13 in games decided by a score or less. I said, yes, sir. He goes, why don't you go back and look at those? See if there's something you could have done different. Well, I said, okay, great. And you saw me today.
Yeah.
I wrote a 20-page report. I watched those 13 games and I wrote up some things about what we could have done and what should have happened and my decisions that were made and why. So I go out to see him. Go out to Pleasanton, California, where he had his headquarters for Madden for the game and all that stuff at Red Bear. I think it's called Red Bear Ventures. So I go to his office. We sit down. We start talking, and he paid homage to the Raiders. Everything was silver and black. He had all kinds of memorabilia. He had a 7-man Crowther sled in his parking lot.
I remember that. Yeah,
yes, he did. So I went and saw him. We started talking, and I said, "Oh, I got this report for you that I did." What report? Well, the one you told me about the 13 games. He goes, "That's not for me. That's for you. What'd you learn?" I said, well, and I opened it up. I said, well, like this one, we were up by 3 and, I said, we were up by 2 and, and I thought, if we kick the field goal, they got to score a touchdown to beat us. But they did. He said, yeah, exactly. What could you have done? I said, well, could have gone for it.
Yep.
He said, exactly. Why didn't you go for it? I said, well, I kicked the field goal. I mean, I didn't think, he said, Ron, he said, think about these things. I said, well, and then this one I punted and, it was 4th and 1. And he said, Ron, you know enough football. You've done enough football to do these things.
Yeah.
You know when's the right time to do it. He said, nobody else does. You do. You've done it. And at that point, what he made me do is realize, I said to him, I said, I was going by the book. He said, what book? And maybe I said, well, you punted when you should punt and kicked. And also I realized I was doing what was safe.
Yeah.
What was acceptable. Because back then nobody went for it on 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he was right.
Yeah.
So the next year we were playing the Giants at home. And in their first drive, I went for it on 4th down twice. In fact, the last one was 4th and goal. And we scored the touchdown. And then I did it again in the game. So then another week later, we were playing Minnesota. And I went for it 3 times in that game. In fact, the first time we scored, it was 4th and 3. And Mike Schuler called a shovel pass, and we scored. And so we win the game. After the game, the local media's, they're interviewing some of the Panther fans, and, oh, that's great. Yeah, coach is doing, oh, that's amazing. It's great. To get to this one guy says, boy, that old Ron Rivera, man, he's just like a riverboat gambler out there. I mean, he's making decisions on 4th down. That's something else. He's gambling out there. I mean, Riverboat Ron, I'm telling you. And that's how it started.
That's great.
Yeah. And you also had maybe the best 4th down, or at least the best short yardage option, maybe of all time in the NFL with Cam Newton.
Yeah.
So if you're 4th and 3, 4th and 2, just send Cam, and he's going to run some people over.
We were like 95 or 96% conversion rate with him. Mm-hmm. And I can remember one time I went and did it with Kyle Allen back there, and we got stopped. And somebody said, what happened? I said, we were about 3 inches and 35 pounds short of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because there is no book, but you actually made a book.
Yeah.
Like 20 pages. I consider that to be a book.
Oh, yeah.
I would have been upset. I would have been like, Coach, can you just read my report? You don't have to read it. Just look at it and then just give me a grade.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel like. I did this 20-page report here for you.
Well, I tell you what, he gave me great advice. So he really did. And from that point on, that's the way I looked at it. That's the way I looked at things.
That's awesome. I love the stories of like the evolution of coaches and how they get to these points, because that's like coaching more than anything is like you always have to be adapting and learning, and that's what the best coaches do.
Well, it's kind of interesting now. It's kind of gone the other way. There is actually a book now.
Yeah.
And if you go by those numbers purely, they're going to sit there and say, that's right, you went by the numbers. I mean, I did a thing my last year. We were playing Dallas in Dallas, and it was a close game. It had been a close game. We get into the early parts of the 4th quarter. It was 4th and 2. We had just crossed over the midfield. We were on, I think, their 47, and I went for it. But before I went for it, my thought was, man, we can punt it down there, trap them. We've been playing great defense all day. Force them on a 3 and out, get the ball back right here.
Yeah.
And I hear the numbers say go for it. I thought about it, and I went for it, and we got stopped. And the next thing you know, it was 3 plays they scored. Mm-hmm. And then it was
that's
over.
Momentum. Yeah.
Right. It was over. We couldn't do anything about it. That's exactly what happened. We created the momentum for them by having gotten stopped at midfield.
Yeah, I remember that game. I am a Commanders fan, so I remember almost every game that you coached in.
Did I get criticized for that?
I don't think so, because
No,
I think at that point it was like, what you got to try something. You got to be aggressive. You got to go for it. It sends a good message to your team. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You don't get criticized as much.
But think about because we played good defense all day until that series. We punt it down there, go 3 and out, and then they got to punt it back to us.
Mm-hmm. There is one thing I did criticize you for that I feel like I should bring up, because looking back on it, it's a very funny sequence that happened. Do you remember? This is like the Sean McVay test. Like how many plays do you remember off the top of your head? Do you remember there being 4 minutes 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter against the Rams, down 14 points?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
Ball on the 1 yard line.
Yep.
And then I think by the time we got done with that possession, I think there was 30 seconds left. They could take a knee. And I think it took us 4 minutes to score a touchdown, because every single play, the play clock got down to 3, 2, or 1 second left before we snapped the ball. Mm-hmm. What was going on? What was going on in the head of yours?
And the head in mine was, let's go. Let's pick up his tempo. It's guys, we got it. Sometimes trying to be too perfect as play callers, we do that. And so you're trying to make sure you have the right play, the right sequence. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you want guys to just, hey, sometimes you just gotta wing it.
Fun side note on that one. I think it was the longest time ever to expire off of a game clock to get 1 yard and a touchdown, I believe, in NFL history. But then the thing that I did criticize you for on that one was it's an analytical thing. Mm-hmm. So it's a numbers test. You're down by 14, you score a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Do you go for 2?
No, I don't believe in it. The problem with it is what happens if you don't?
Well, then you have to go for 2 next time.
Yeah, you go for 2 the next time.
Right, you kick it and you go for 2 the next time.
Well, so if you don't get the 2-point conversion, then you're down by 8 points.
Right, but what happens to your momentum?
Well, you still have to score another touchdown.
I know, but what happens to your momentum?
Yeah.
You just killed the momentum you got by scoring that touchdown.
You think if you don't get a 2-point conversion?
What's wrong with putting it all on the line the very last play of the game?
You would go for 2 at the last play of the game.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Like when we watched Todd Bowles the other day in the Bucs Chiefs
against
matchup.
Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. You're on the road. You're playing a much better, healthier team. Nobody expected you to win. Go for it and in the game right there. Don't put the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands in overtime.
Right, and I think that's part of your thought process when you get into games like that is who's their quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. What can I do to have things happen, make things work, and if it is against a Patrick Mahomes, I'm going for 2 at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll look at that thing, and that checklist is one of the things that's on it. Who's the quarterback?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. But underneath it, I put things to consider. How are we playing defensively? I'll tell you a great story. We were playing in 2013, first time we win the division in 7 years. Okay, and I just got there. This was my 3rd season. We're playing the New Orleans Saints at home. Okay, our punter had been kicking the ball great all day. Been pinning him inside the 20, just killing him, just doing a great job. Defensively, it was a low-scoring game, so we were playing very well against Sean Payton's offense. And I thought, man, if we can punt it down there, get it inside the 15 to 10, go 3 and out, man, we'll be right back at midfield. So I punted. Okay, I punted. One of my best friends in the world, Tom, can't tell you his last name, but Tom calls me.
Brady?
No.
Oh.
Calls me.
Coughlin.
Calls me, okay?
It's Coughlin.
While the game is happening, and says, Ron, what are you doing? You'll never get the ball back. Now, my phone's inside my locker. Okay, no, it's inside my locker. Okay. What are you doing? You'll never get the ball back. I can't. Oh. And he hangs up. Okay, 3 and out. They punt to us. We get the ball. Score the touchdown to win the game. Okay, I was getting killed. I was getting killed on TV by it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I finished the game. I go into my locker, and my phone is just blowing up. I go, what the hell? So I look at it, see my friend's name. I said, let me listen to it. So I listened to it. What are you doing? You'll never get the ball back. I can't believe you did. He hangs up. Then all of a sudden, I see, there's another one from him. Disregard that last message.
Oh man, Tom Coughlin was wrong.
No, it wasn't Coach Coughlin. It wasn't Coach Coughlin. But the point being is that sometimes you have to look at it and say, this is the right thing to do, which it was.
Yeah.
Because we were playing good defense. Our punter was on, spot on. And so I took the shot.
Yeah.
All that other stuff does make a difference. You can't just go by the numbers.
Yeah. Right.
There's
It really
a feel
doesn't.
to the game. I think the numbers help a lot.
Right. But think about it. Sean Payton, Drew's your quarterback. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. You give him the ball at midfield, he's going to get into field goal range.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now it's a different game.
Yeah.
Now you're down 2 scores.
As a Washington football / Commanders fan, I saw you go into that franchise, and what I felt, at least for the last 25 years, has been basically an unwinnable situation with all the chaos. And your first 3 seasons, there were so many off the field storylines that happened that
there's too many.
It was just chaos for you. And I firmly felt that it's a raw deal for anybody to walk in that environment. Added on to all of that stuff on top of it, you kind of had to oversee a name change to the team. What was that process like? Was it Dan being like, we're going to call them the Commanders? And I'm going to put a camera in your face and be like, hey, yeah, good name.
It was very structured. No, they really did do a good job doing all the marketing research, trying to figure it out. First of all, as soon as they found out there was going to be a name change, you should have seen how many people claimed the names that were out there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Red Wolves was claimed. Red Tails was claimed. It's just go on down the list. People kept, getting the copyrights to all this stuff.
Yeah.
The trademarks to all this stuff. And so, people were jacking prices up and, just basically holding them for ransom. And so, but anyways, what they did, what the organization did was they went out and they hired a marketing firm that came up with a number of different names. And then they started interviewing alumni. They interviewed fans, people throughout the league to get their opinion on things. And then they came down with what were the top 10. And then they brought them to me and gave me an opportunity to look at them, tell me which ones did I like the most and which ones, I really like the Warriors because of the native, but the whole point was to get away from being native. Well, Warrior, hey, no, because of the soldiers, the military. Yeah. I mean, that was a big part of it. The military reasoning behind it. That's how they came up with Commanders.
Yeah.
Because you think of all the way from George Washington, all the way to Schwarzkopf. I mean, to all these great military leaders that were in D.C.
Yeah.
These were the people that they also wanted to pay tribute to. And I think that was a big part of it and a roundabout way of keeping the native emblem involved.
Yeah.
So you went from David Tepper to Dan Snyder as owners. You got to see both those management styles. What's the difference between the two of those guys?
I think Mr. Snyder, Dan, was very reactionary, and he was impacted a lot by things around him, and he was somebody that was really, truly a fan. He loved everything about the Redskins. He really did. And I think that was one of the things that drove him to become the owner of the Redskins, was that this was his chance. He loved everything about him, but he was very emotional about it and really got vested in it and wanted to win, but didn't quite understand how to go about it. And he was trying to find the right way to do it. And there were too many outside interferences to get it done the way you wanted it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It was a mess.
Yeah, the off the field stuff in DC for years was like it's hard to focus on winning football games when you have to deal with lawsuits, stadium breaking down.
But where it really became a hassle was it infiltrated the locker room. Okay, and every time something came up, I would plead with the media to, hey, just stick with me, ask me the question, don't ask the players. I got mad a couple times and said, why do you want to go and ask these guys? These guys weren't here when it happened.
Yeah.
So why are we asking them? So I came up with this, hey, let's talk about what's important, not what's interesting. Okay? What's interesting is all that. What's important is what we do on the football field. I'm not saying what happened to these people is not important. I'm just saying for us, for what we do in our lives, is football. Let's stay focused on that. That was my battle every day, was when something came up every day I had to deal with it.
Yeah.
We'll get back to Coach Ron Rivera in a second. He's brought to you by Coors Light. No matter what happens between your favorite rivals this week, you've got a chance to win. Just go to the PMT Instagram. Tell us how you prepare for a rivalry game with Coors Light. You get an opportunity to win the Coors Light rivalry shirt. 5 winners will be selected every Saturday until December 7th. So remember, when rivalries get a little overheated, choose chill. Keep those things cool by reaching for the mountain cold refreshment of Coors Light. Coors Light is mountain bottled refreshment literally made to chill. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. It's as crisp and as refreshing as the Rockies. It's perfect for a moment to unwind. I'm going to be having some Coors Light this weekend. I'm going to be down in Oxford, Mississippi tonight, Friday, with Pup Punk. We're going to be playing a free show down there. Mincy might even get involved. Might even do a stage dive. I'm going to be relaxing with an ice-cold Coors Light on stage. The mountains are going to be so blue. Even the biggest rivals agree when it's time to cool things down and enjoy the game. You choose chill, then reach for a Coors Light. Going to see some Georgia fans in town for the big game, and I bet you they're going to be drinking Coors Light too and just chilling out. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/take, or you can find it in pretty much anywhere that sells beer. That's CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Coach Rivera is also brought to you by Blue Chew. Have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, longer-lasting erections for sexual activities. It's all done from the comfort of home. With Blue Chew, say goodbye to performance anxiety and say hello to stronger, longer-lasting erections. These chewable tablets have the same active ingredients that you'd find in Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but they're in a chewable form, and they're a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew is all about having confidence when it comes time to perform and having happy and healthy relationships. Blue Chew subscriptions include a free online consultation, 24/7 medical support, and delivery straight to your door every month. Chew it and do it. If you want more confidence in the bedroom, use code PMT for your first month for free. First month free with code PMT at BlueChew.com. Check them out. Thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the pod. And now here's more Ron Rivera.
So you also, in your travels, you've been part of basically the only time the Bears have been good, when they obviously won the Super Bowl in '85 and then went to the Super Bowl in '06 as defensive coordinator. What was it about Buddy Ryan? What's your best Buddy Ryan story? Because I mean, I love. Oh my gosh! I think there's a thing in Chicago where it's a little too much talk about '85 Bears because we haven't had anything else to talk about. Like gotta move on. But whenever I hear a Buddy Ryan or a Ditka story, they're always the best. Yeah. So what was it about Buddy, or what was the story that encapsulates Buddy?
You know, Buddy had this way of tearing things down to build it back up. And he really did. He got on you, and he wanted to make sure you understood that we were not going to be the reason we didn't win. We were going to be the best, and that was it. And he pushed people. He pushed us. He really did. He got after us. And if you couldn't keep the personal side separate, you took it too personal. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I understood, and I got it right away because I grew up in a military family, and so you've seen it. You've seen drill sergeants get on people. Shoot, I was walking down the street as a kid one day, and this lieutenant colonel stops his car and starts yelling at all of us. Next thing you know, we're lined up shoulder by shoulder. We're walking down the street, and we're picking up garbage, putting it in a garbage can. Okay, and then he says, "Well, I'm going to take all your kids' names and I'll call your parents." So you run home and you tell your parents, "Hey, Colonel Smith, he pulled us over and had us do this, and this, and we really weren't doing anything wrong, Daddy." And he starts laughing. I said, "Dad, what's so funny?" He goes, "The colonel just wanted you to clean up the park."
Yeah,
he thought it was a mess. So, yeah,
it's not personal. Yeah, it's just And
so then all of a sudden you realize that there's a reason why you're being told to do things that you don't want to do.
Yeah,
and it makes sense. But for me personally with Buddy, and I'm forever grateful to him for this. So my rookie year, Buddy used to stand behind defense about 35, 40 yards back, and he would watch the plays. And the way we used to do offense, defense, it was 22, 24, 25 plays in a row for offense, then 22, 24, 25 plays for defense. So Buddy would stand back there, and he would just signal the plays into Mike Singletary, and then Mike would call the defense, and we'd take our snaps and go through it for 24 straight plays. So one day, probably about my third or fourth week in the league, during the regular season, I hear this, "Chico!" My nickname was Chico. "Chico!" So I said, "Yeah." So I go running back there, and he doesn't say anything, just points. So I stand next to him. He didn't say a word to me for a couple of plays. So then he signals in. He goes, "What's the call?" I said, "Well, you just signaled 46 blitz to formation." He said, "Okay, good." He said, "All right, formation. What's the call?" I said, "Oh, you want to run samurai?" He says, "Why do I want to run samurai?" Samurai was Mike Singletary blitzing straight down the gut. I said, "Well, why do you want?" "Well, you want Mike to blitz inside because the two backs are in a split formation. Because they're in a split formation, they're probably going to go fast out into the flats, and there will be nobody to pick Mike up, and he can get pressure on the quarterback." "All right, you're paying attention in meetings." So that's what would happen. He'd he'd ask me questions. He said, "You know why I'm calling this defense?" I said, "Yeah, you want Otis to jam the crap out of the tight end so he doesn't get a free release. That's why we're in an underfront." He said, "Good. And he would kept testing me and asking me these questions. Before I realized that he was training me.
Yeah.
He was teaching me. So, I finally get a chance to go in and play a game, and it was against Detroit in Detroit. Mike gets hurt just before the half. I came in and played the second half for Mike, and we win the game. I played pretty well. I actually got a scoop and score. Dent sack caused there was a swing pass. Dent hit the guy fumbled it. I scooped it up and scored. But the point being this is that he was preparing me for an opportunity to play. Mm-hmm. So when I finally got my opportunity to play, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
And Buddy had this great way of making you feel like that, Chico, when you go in there, if you screw up, and he used the F-bomb on me, I will pull your ass out so fast you wouldn't know what happened. So I went out there, and I was, I didn't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, he set the expectations.
Yes, he did.
I would assume too, like that ability to teach you and have you comfortable where you could play free. Because that's the teams that play free.
Play fast.
Yeah, right.
You play fast. It's exactly what he did. He wanted us to play fast, and he always talked about playing fast. But just the way that I was getting this education, standing back there with him, watching as things were happening, it was amazing.
That's awesome. And people should watch a Pro Football Show that's coming out. So this is coming out on Friday. So tonight, Pro Football Show will also be out, which was great. So we went through every game. I did bring up one bad thing that I wanted to get a little more on because we kind of moved past it. But you were part of the 2010 Chargers,
yep.
The number one offense, the number one defense, the worst special teams of all time, 9-7. What does it do to a team? I feel like fans, we forget special teams, and we don't really – everyone knows it, but it's like, until there's a missed kick, then you start talking about it. What does it do for a team when your special teams is costing you games in that way – and you're like, we just have to keep going out there? Because that was an incredible team that should have been in the playoffs.
It was, but it was very deflating. And the thing that you have to look at is what caused it. What caused it was there were several major injuries. And so the next man up mentality was guys off the special teams.
Yeah.
So now these guys are in full-time roles. And so now where's your special teams guy come from?
Yeah.
It comes from the street. And he's not as good as the guys that have been playing. So now that special teams coach has to retrain a group of guys that he's not familiar with. And that year we had a number of injuries where we were just plugging guys in. And, next thing you know, guys that were defensive ends or outside linebackers that were running down our kickoff, now they're getting opportunities to play. That's the year Sean Merriman got hurt.
Yeah.
And so we had to take a guy and plug him in to play for us. And he wasn't on special, and he was a big loss.
Yeah.
So when you lose guys that were a big impact for it, it happens. But it's very deflating.
Yeah. Did you ever think about just kicking it out of bounds every time?
Well,
even on kickoffs, just be like, we'll just take the.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I know exactly what you're saying. There were some tough, and you would expect that we'd be able to get through it, and unfortunately we didn't, and it did show. Got punts blocked, return for touchdowns, punts returned for touchdowns. That was tough on it. It really was. It was a hard thing.
Yeah, and it was previously you were with the Bears and Devin Hester. Did you count as a defensive coordinator? Do you count special teams like punt returns as a touchdown for the defense? Because I kind of do.
The league does.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That should be your touchdown.
That impacts you.
Yeah. Because we did our job, and Devin Hester's an extension of the defense here.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I'll tell you a great story. So my first year in the league as a head coach, we're playing against the Bears, and my special teams coach comes to me and says, "Look, this is the plan we used when I was with this other team. We would mortar the kick away from Devin as high as we could, 35, 45 yards. We just accepted the fact that the balls only go 35 to 45 yards. We're not going to put that kind of pressure covering him, Coach. If that's, I loved it. I thought it was a great idea. We could eliminate Devin. Well, our punter wasn't all in. He said, he was worried about his average.
Yeah, and his next contract. Yeah,
right. And he's going, hey, I can angle kick it away from him. I can directional, kick it out of bounds, but I can get it out there. I said, look, I like the plan. We can control what happens. We can kick it high, and if it's 35 yards, that's me. I'll accept that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we're gonna over the top mortar kick it, just like the Aussies do with that back spin. So we get in the game. Very first one, he kicks a line drive. And 1 second, Devin was over here. The next second, he was crossing the goal line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost it. I went over there and I said, if that ball is not mortar kicked high, we will have an issue. So after the game, we lose by 7.
Yeah.
Or 6, whatever it was. But we lost because of the return. We had a chance to win that game. So, as the media does, I'm getting killed. Ron, you were here. Why would you
Why'd you kick
Devin?
it?
Why
Yeah.
would you kick it to him? I said, look, we had a plan. Unfortunately, we didn't execute the plan the way we wanted to. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay? So I never read the paper when I was a coach. I never. And I very rarely ever listened to any broadcasts. So I'm getting ready for my team meeting the next Monday morning. And my wife calls. I think you need to look at the paper. I said, what are you talking about? She said, just read it. So I find the article. I read the article. And they'd gone to a player and said to the player, said, why would you guys kick to him, blah, 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 blah. And the player says, well, what we did last year was good. It worked. I said, what you did last year worked. That was it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had this presentation all set to, No, I walked into that meeting room and every player was seated and I said, I fell on the sword. I took the brunt of it, okay? I accepted the blame on kicking the ball to Devin Hester. That was not the plan. The plan was not that. I said, but somebody told me what you did last year was good enough. If being 2-14 is good enough for you, you're not on my football team. I don't need people like that. I need people that want to aspire to be better than that. If we're not going to do the things that we're asked, you don't belong here. And I threw the paper down and walked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Devin Hester and then the turnaround starts. So Devin Hester, that moment was probably pretty galvanizing for all the guys to buy in.
Well, for those who didn't buy in, it sure wasn't.
Yeah.
For those that did buy in, did believe in what we were trying to do. That what happens is when you go to a team like you got to get past what I say is here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We can't always fall back to what I used to do, because if what you used to do is what got the other guy fired, we're not going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to go out and we're going to find the right way to do it, and we're going to do it the right way. A lot of things that I tried to do were the things that I had learned from Mike Ditka, Buddy Ryan, Norv Turner, Andy Reid, and Lovie Smith. Okay? Everybody there was successful. And they had a plan and they did things the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like hearing you fired up like that.
Yeah.
I feel like we just got our ass chewed out.
Yeah.
I want to be like, sorry.
I'm
sorry,
ready to
coach.
be all in.
I'm sorry that they punted to Devin Hester, coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever chewed a guy's ass out too bad and you have to walk it back and be like, maybe I went overboard on that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And the biggest thing is that I felt I did, and it happened in Carolina, was I apologized in front of the whole team. I said, first of all, whenever I get mad at you guys, please don't ever think it's personal. Okay? And if you ever do feel it's personal, please come see me. All right? I did it one time as a coordinator too, and did it to a very good football player too, who didn't talk to me the rest of the day. And so I asked him to come into my office, and he did. And we started to talk, and that's when that happened before I became a head coach, and that's when I realized it appeared and it seemed personal.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in front of the guys and I apologized when I was the defensive coordinator of the Chargers to the whole group and to the players specifically. Then when I did it in Carolina, it was, and it cost us a game, but it seemed personal, and it should not have seemed or felt personal in my opinion. So so at that point I have to apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Carolina, when Cam Newton would text you, would he send you the text in that weird font?
Yeah. Yes.
First time you saw that, you were like, what the hell is it? Is he hieroglyphic you mean?
Basically, it was, and I was trying to read it and understand it. I'm going to tell you what, that was one of the greatest competitors I've ever been around. It really is. I mean, he did things the way you should do them. When you're on that football field and you're in those meetings, that's how you do things. It was tremendous. I remember one time, I'll never forget, I walked into the quarterback meeting room, Mike Shula running the meetings, and Cam was upside down on his chair. He was leaned over and watching it like this, and I'm sitting there, and I didn't say a word. So they finished the meetings, we went out to practice. And Coach Shula comes up to me and says, oh, Coach, this is the play that you walked in on. I said, okay. I watched the play. He threw it perfectly. Play action, off a waggle action, whipped his head around, spotted the free safety, and threw it opposite, away from the leverage. Big play. Didn't say a word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cam comes up to me. He starts reciting the play. And I said, hey, whatever it takes, however you do your thing, you be you.
Yeah.
You can watch it from whatever angle you want to.
It was amazing, though, but he could repeat. I would go through a whole meeting and not think he was paying attention.
Yeah.
And I would just look at him, and he'd come up to me, and he'd recite it almost verbatim. And you sit there and go, dude, I mean, it was him. That's who he was. And so his focus, his attention, it was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has there ever been a point as you're dealing with personnel and head coaching where head coach Ron Rivera got pissed off at GM Ron Rivera?
You know, when I was in Washington, I had some responsibilities that, quite honestly, I really didn't like having.
Yeah.
And big part of it was with personnel. And you sit there and you make decisions sometimes based on what you're told. You have a salary cap or you have injury factors, and you start listening to the financial side of it. You start looking at the impact of your salary cap on your roster and the future and all this stuff instead of the moment, because you want to win in the moment. You really do, because there's nothing like the here and now as far as I'm concerned, because you're judged on the here and now. You're not judged on what's going to happen in the future.
Right. A general manager might be, but a head coach never is.
Right.
So I feel like that's something that I look around the league and I see, teams that are clearly not in position to win now. Like a team like the Titans, right?
Yep.
They're trying to build for the future. That's definitely what they're doing. They're making a bunch of trades, getting a bunch of draft picks in. So that's good for the front office. The head coach, his job is to win. His coach is to make these players play as good as possible.
But see, if you do that early on when they first get there and do it that way, you have a chance to grow it and develop it. Because right now, if you look at the Titans, what would you say to one thing that they really feel like they need?
Probably quarterback.
Right, because you look at everything else and you go, wow, defenses, they're playing solid, rock solid defense. They really are.
Yeah.
Offense, they run the ball really well.
Yeah.
Then you sit there and go, wow. And they do have some talented young receivers that are going to grow and develop. So let's put the rest of it together, and if we get a chance to get a young quarterback, now you can build off of that.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was asked in a press conference a couple of years ago, maybe you remember, so what's the big difference between you guys and the other three teams in your division? My answer was quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And people got smug at me. I asked the same question the other day to a group of people. What's the difference between Washington right now and Washington I had? Well, they got quarterback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quarterback-driven league, folks.
You kind of got us a quarterback.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what? I'm going to take back every bad thing I said about the end of the game in that Rams game, because without that loss, I don't have Jane Daniels.
Yeah.
We're picking like 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
So thank you.
But it's quarterback.
No, it is. It's quarterback-driven league. And again, the approach being is that if you're coming in to begin with and you accept that and you understand that and you're willing to be patient, you can do that. My first 2 years in Carolina, that's what Mr. Richardson did.
Yeah.
He understood that we were building. And what did we get? Quarterback. We got our quarterback on offense and we got our quarterback on defense.
Mm-hmm. Luke Kuechly, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Both guys at one point were Rookie of the Year, And both guys at one point were the MVP of their side of the ball.
Yeah.
I just think it's an interesting dynamic sometimes that you have a front office that, all things being equal, like for the Titans, we'll use them as another example again. If they lose a game, the front office is like, not the end of the world, our draft pick's better. If you lose a game as a head coach, you're like, shit, this feels awful. Like
yes, it does.
I'm planning my entire week. I'm putting all my effort into making sure we win this football game. And there seems to be like a conflict in what is a good outcome each week. And I just don't know how teams get around that. I guess if you're building from the ground up as a first-year head coach, like you can have your eye on the big picture while still understanding he's going to go out there and try to win, right?
Correct. But, I mean, and that to me is the thing. I mean, a lot of people said the worst thing that happened to us was I tried to win my first year, and we did. We won the division, but guess where we picked? 17.
Right.
I mean, when you're picking in the middle of the road and you have other needs, you end up sometimes settling. And that's something that I, in all honesty, looking back, gosh, I wish I had recognized and realized certain things too. I mean, it does affect the way you approach things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Coach, this has been awesome. I got one last question for you. It's Roback question. RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com, promo code TAKE. Christian McCaffrey is maybe going to come back this weekend. You obviously had him in Carolina. At what point, and it might have been, the minute he walked in the door, were you like, oh my God, this is not only special, but like a weapon like this that we get to use? At what point were you like, that's different?
I think it was, when we put the pads on. I mean, that's when you kind of start judging, but you put the pads on and we were a power team. We were gap scheme. We went downhill. We tried to hit the crease, and he pops one of the first ones. He runs in full pads when it was a thud drill, where you could smack the running back, but you had to let him finish the run. And he went through untouched. So I went back in the huddle. I said, defense, hey, you can hit the running back. It's okay to hit the running back. And one of them said, Coach, we tried.
Yeah.
And I said, ooh, okay.
Okay.
So then I went back and I looked at it on tape, and it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It really was. It was. But what I think you really realized it was all the other stuff he did. He got out early. He warmed up before practice. Okay? He got done. He warmed down after practice. He went in. He took care of his body. He got in the ice tub. Okay? He got in the hot tub. He did all the extra stuff that you're supposed to do and he did it as a rookie. Mm-hmm. Obviously, his dad playing in his league, his mother being an All-American soccer player had a lot to do with his growth and development because they understood what he was going to go through.
Yeah.
And so he was that mature when he showed up.
Wow.
Yeah, so you knew right away. That's very cool.
Oh, he was tremendous. I'll tell you right now, he was one of that's how great a kid he is. Okay, I should say kid, young man he is. We played him last year, and the game was over, and they had won, and that's when they were rolling. He was playing really well. And so he came over, we shook hands, we talked a little bit, and he said, hey, Coach, you ever need anything, just give a holler. I said, you know what? I never asked you for a jersey. He goes, you can have this one. I said, really? He said, oh, yeah. He went in, signed it, gave it to his equipment guy, and said, put it in a plastic cover and send it to Coach. And they sent it to me. I got it the next. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
That was really cool. I mean, he really is. He was one of my favorite guys. He really was, just because of who he was and the way he did things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess I did a bad job right off the top checking it. How are you feeling? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I am. Thank you. Yeah, I've got one more year left of doing my annual, and hopefully it'll come up and continue to be the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Very cool. Glad to hear it. And you're watching every NFL game, or trying to, maybe not every game, taking a walk for the afternoon games. But is there like a player that you've seen now that you get to watch the entire league where you're like, that guy is really, really underrated?
Gosh, I know I've said that a couple of times just watching guys, but I think about the flashes right now, and I think of Saquon Barkley jumping backwards. Mm-hmm. I think of watching Jaden Daniels, the way he plays with such confidence. I mean, it's just tremendous to watch that confidence. Watching Matthew Stafford, mm-hmm. I got to do that game against the Raiders. And when he got Puka and Cooper back out there, and just the way he played, it was just like, God, people don't understand the impact that those two guys have on the entire offense as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that impressive.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Coach. People are gonna be listening to this after it, but we're gonna watch ball with you tonight. I'm very excited.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great
Fun.
game.
I am.
And thank you. We loved having you come by, and anytime you want to stop back by, it was awesome.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Welcome back to another Fyre Fest of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Morgan & Morgan. You know what really sucks? Having a spider infestation out on your patio. You know what else really sucks? Getting injured. But you know what doesn't suck? Calling Morgan & Morgan so they can help you get what you deserve. While they can't help destroying all the pests and arachnids that are out on your porch, they can help fight to get you full and fair compensation when injured. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's again, forthepeople.com/PMT or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone.
Okay, Fyre Fest of the Week. Usually the couch starts first.
Yeah, that's how we typically go, and then the booth ends it.
So, Max?
This is a Fyre Fest. I don't like being here
What's wrong?
on this couch. This is Hank's spot. Pug is forcing me here.
He's
Hank-
the president. You have to do what the president says.
I know. I'm listening to the president for
Okay.
now.
So, what's your Fyre Fest? I was almost about to say something.
Were you going to say Hank?
No.
What were you going to say?
I don't know.
Just say it.
What were you
I
going
was
to
going to
say?
say, what's your Fyre Fest, fat boy?
That is my fire.
I don't know why, but you're sitting right here. It's just different.
No, I know. I don't like it. But that actually is my Fyre Fest. I started counting calories this week. I started logging everything.
Wait.
And
Explain to everyone, because I know why you're counting calories. It's a very funny reason.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very funny reason. You told me this, and I was just like, what?
I think you agree with me.
Yeah, no, I do.
I think most people agree with me.
Yes.
So my mom's been on my ass to get a physical. I haven't got a physical in 5 years, since like before I joined Barstool. So she's actually going to be listening to this right now. Mom, I'm telling you right now, I could have got a physical the day that I scheduled it, but I got it 3 weeks. I got a physical 3 weeks from the day I scheduled it, so I could get 3 weeks of trying to lose weight before I go to the physical.
Yes.
That's good. You're getting in shape for your measurements.
I'm doing the same thing right now. But I have a physical the week after you. I haven't gotten one in 10 years. It's crazy.
Scary.
It's very scary.
Is it going to be depressing if you go after like a 3-week diet to get your physical and they're like, you need to lose weight?
No, that's 1,000%.
Oh yeah,
going
but
to
it's
happen.
going to be lose less weight.
But it's not going to be like, holy shit, you're going to die within. It's going to be like, and no, it's still probably going to be that, but it'll just be not as bad.
It's
mentally.
It's like a longer version of brushing really hard and flossing right before the dentist.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And wait, are you getting your physical right before Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Smart man.
Yes.
Smart man.
Literally the week before, like the exact to the day, the week before Thanksgiving.
Should we share our results?
No.
I think we should.
No.
I'm getting one the week after you.
No, I am not sharing. I'm not.
I'll share my results.
I'll share mine.
Me and Max are chasing 70.
No, I feel like we should all get physicals, put the
I hate
results on the
memes.
table.
No, I'm not putting. This is HIPAA.
It is.
This is
That
HIPAA.
actually
Well,
is.
no, I
literally
mean,
HIPAA.
it's you sharing it. I'm going to share mine.
You're trying to make me share.
I'm not. I'm just saying I'm going to share mine. Will
Okay.
you dance?
Will
you tango?
Let me see the result. Let me see what goes on, and then I'll decide.
Okay. Yeah, you could flub some numbers.
But also the Fyre Fest is I'm saying this, and Hank and I are. What we got for dinner tonight was absurd.
Well, Coach Rivera was here. He spent a lot of time in his life in Chicago, and he was like, "Hey, I want some Lumals and I want some Portillos." Like,
and
no problem.
and Canes.
Yeah, he wanted to eat Chicago.
Yeah.
If you look at the
And we
kitchen
had
right
a
now.
separate pizza place.
Yeah,
We
there's
had two pizza places.
two pizza places and all the hot dogs and Italian sandwiches
and chicken fingers.
and chicken fingers. And credit to Max, I walked through the
And
kitchen
a
at one point.
large, giant chocolate cake.
Yeah, so I was walking in the kitchen at
big-
one point, and Jerry was like, Max, have some of this cake. Have some of this chocolate cake. And Max was like, no, I can't do it. He's like, just have a little bit. He was really pushing the cake hard on Max. And Max was like, no, I will not eat that cake. Good for you, Max.
Yeah. So I got separate sushi, and I'm tracking all my cals, and it's tough. Sunday is gonna be brutal.
Sunday's
It's hard. Chasing 70. Max, you're going to look like Bartolo Colon when you do the pitching thing. It's going to be awesome.
which, by the
That's
way,
another fucking Fyre Fest. But
that's coming up.
And teaser, it is nowhere near the challenge that PFT did.
No,
come on.
No offense to our guys at UIC who were very welcoming. Did they?
Don't say it. Let's not tease it. Or
Did they?
Should we just say it?
Did they? Well, I won't say it, but
yes, they
did. They?
Yeah.
Yes,
they did.
Yes, they did.
I couldn't remember.
Yes, they did. So.
Oh man,
they're that good.
They did.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, they did. Okay.
Big T's the umpire.
Okay, PFT.
Whoever that could be. So my Fyre Fest of the week, it's not for me per se, but it's for Brian Kelly.
Okay.
In his shoes, I will submit this Fyre Fest. LSU, we love LSU.
We love LSU.
We love Mike the Tiger, don't we?
We love Mike the Tiger.
Great Tiger. Go Tigers. They used to, in the past, have a live tiger on the sidelines during games, which rocks. That's what's awesome about college football, which is they don't give a fuck. Fuck it, put the tiger on the sidelines. We'll figure out the liability later. They no longer have the tiger on the sidelines for, I guess, ethical treatment of animal stuff.
Okay.
I think some of the advocacy groups got to them and said, hey, maybe don't drag this tiger around and bring him into a stadium where he gets confused.
Okay.
So LSU said, okay, we'll take him off the sidelines, and that was kind of the rule for a long time. And it appears that they are now bringing a tiger back onto their sidelines this weekend. That's cool, right? I think that's cool. However, it seems like it might be a fake Mike the Tiger that they're putting on the sidelines, because people took pictures of Mike in his beautiful enclosure that he has on campus at LSU, and they compared the stripes, and they think that it's a duplicate Mike. They think it's a fake Mike the Tiger that they've brought in. And Mike is who knows where Mike is. He could have been abducted. I hope he's safe. If you can hear this, Mike, growl 3 times. But the Mike the Tiger that's on the campus right now is allegedly a fake Mike that the governor of Louisiana got from some cat sanctuary in Florida. Maybe Carol Baskin's cat sanctuary. I don't know. That's where hers is.
This is bad.
And they're going to use this new fake Mike the Tiger and bring that tiger into the stadium on Saturday.
That's
for their
fucked
game.
up.
So it's going to be a fake Mike the Tiger. It's a duplicate. It's a clone. The earlobes don't attach.
That's bullshit.
So there's some fucked up stuff going. And now Brian Kelly has to be answering questions about whether or not the real Mike the Tiger is going to be in the stadium on Saturday, which is like that's such a funny scenario to think about. Is Brian Kelly being like, why am I taking calls from the governor about whether or not I'm going to have a tiger sitting next to me during a football game?
I love this.
But it's the most Louisiana thing ever.
Yes.
And I love that. It's fun college football stuff. But I'm going to have my eyes on this Mike that's going to be at the game. And I can almost guarantee you it's not the real Mike.
Yeah.
In which case, I am going to be betting against LSU.
You have to.
Very
have
hard.
to. That's the worst vibes possible.
A fake Tiger game.
Can't do it.
You can't do it at all.
Can't do it. Can't have it.
Can't
win with it.
I stand with the real Mike the Tiger.
Can't win with it.
Nope.
Can't have it. All right. I mean, my Fyre Fest, I had kidney stones. Past the big boy. So
yeah,
we're on the mend. Feel good. Don't feel like my dick is gonna explode every 2 seconds when I go to take a piss.
Did I see you say on Twitter you had to piss into a sieve?
Yeah. Did you not see me walking around with it?
No.
Oh yeah.
That's what you got to do when you got the stones. You got to catch them.
It's like a funnel, and then it's got I was like a gold miner, and so I was just pissing through a funnel all week.
Why do you have to catch it?
Just so they can test it.
Which
I don't know what they're going to say.
Yeah, what
They're
are they
going to be like,
gonna
you're a
say?
fat fuck and you're a piece of shit. If they give it back, I don't know. I think they break it up.
They're going to look at it and they're going to say, what is it made out
Secondary
of?
market.
Right.
If it's got like sodium or calcium, then they're going to be like, well, stop eating this and stop eating that. And then you're going to say, okay. And then you're going to eat the same things.
Yeah. So it's good, though, that it's out. I feel a lot better. Thank you for everyone. It was a shitty 5 days. And now I also have to deal with, when I was putting my daughter to bed tonight, she was like, can I tell my teacher that you got the rocks out of your belly tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, we're just going to I guess it's like, what do you say? Like, no, don't say that.
Yeah, totally.
Saying it right now. Yeah, it is HIPAA.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Also, I just want to shout myself out. I have a bad addiction to buying. So I get into algorithms, like parenting algorithms, and I buy, there's all these like different toys that are like supposed to be educational toys. And I was like, I'm like 0 for 30 lifetime buying these and having them just suck. Finally bought a good one, and it's big. But then I got reminded how bad I am at this. So I feel back, though.
Nice work.
It's a little puzzle toy.
That's why you keep buying, because you're going to hit the gold mine at one
Just
point.
keep going. Just keep going. All right, Max in the booth.
No, I mean, we talked about it. Mine was going to be also my
Chasing 70.
my issues with dieting and trying to lose weight.
He's such a piece of
fat
shit.
ass.
But yeah, trying to lose weight sucks.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm just eating healthy, calories in, calories out, and just trying, again, like I have realized that I can't not snack when
This
I'm here.
is such bullshit.
I can't not snack when I'm here. So I just bought a bunch. Like I eat grapes, watermelon,
Max, this isn't right.
yogurt.
This isn't right, Max.
There was a moment during the stream today that Hank and I both went to the other part of the basketball court to get our healthy snacks while everyone else was eating.
We're in this together.
You know how
the same number.
Yeah, but Hank, you gotta get strong too.
I know.
You need those muscles.
I know. I'm still working out. That's why it's very hard to lose weight and gain muscle. But
You know, it'd be very funny though.
I'm sorry, Hank, that you're going through this.
thank you.
You know, it'd be very funny is if you guys met in the middle.
Yeah.
I could. The second that this dunk shit is over, I am
not.
going to bulk up so hard because not having to worry about what I'm eating and calories in and just calories up. Bulk season, I'm down.
Hank, you would look hilarious if you were like 220 pounds.
I don't think I get to 220.
He tried to do that
I know.
like 10
I
years
also
ago.
do not
I
get
got up
to
to
220.
190.
He got a cum belly
And I had the
because all he did was
biggest gut
drink.
of all
He
time.
just
I
drank milk.
drank whole milk.
I don't think I've been
I
220
drink a
since like
gallon
the
of whole
8th
milk
grade.
a day.
Okay. Let's finish off with numbers.
3.
3.
Oh,
99.
17.
Wow, really, man?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a shot at the president.
Yep.
We'll go 97. Pug.
Hank doesn't believe in those.
40.
Yeah.
4.
I thought he just said 3. 4. Is Hank just saying multiple numbers?
No, I forgot. I forgot Memes was 3. I thought you were 3. I'll do 40.
Wait,
All right, I'll
so
do
3's
11.
back open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, wait. Numbers.
40.
3.
11.
44. 4.
99 Pug.
4. Number
5.
4th win.
I thought we were just taking each other's numbers.
No, I'm doing top 5.
Oh, Shane, ladies.
Shane, get in here.
21.
Is it 97?
87.
Oh. That would have rocked if it was
man.
97.
All right, see everyone on Monday.
Love you guys.